All right. The stream is started. Going to be a fun show today, an all G show, rated G. No cussing, or we're going to try anyways. I think I'm going to fail first. What do you think, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, yeah. I say I'm the one that's going to mess up.
Break just has to not make me angry.
Well, that's kind of hard to do. Break makes everybody angry. So it's going to be a fun show. There's going to be lots on the show today. If you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. We haven't started yet. We're waiting on Breakman. And then we will get started with the show proper. Lots to talk about today. I have a literal ton of reviews. Total of 7, but I'll go through them rapid fire. I see Eric has a couple of reviews. Eric, instead...
What are you talking about? I only have one.
One? Looks like you have two.
Well, no, it's one, but I guess I could talk about the TV show first.
Okay, here you have Sound Euphonium movie, Our Promise, and A Brand New Day, Os Finale. So
that's the same title.
Oh, that's
I don't know why they changed the name of the title from Os Finale to What You See First.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Which I think is stupid because it makes the title unnecessarily longer for no reason at all.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, well, just one, but trust me.
I think the only reason they didn't want to call it Os Finale is because they didn't want people thinking it's the last euphonium thing ever.
Yeah.
Which is stupid because finale is a musical term.
Yeah. There's going to be no Heiscapade today because of the rated G thing. There will be Stinkos, but of the rated G variety this week, which is really hard for me to do. Yeah, it's really hard. And Eric, real quickly, I know you have... We can get to the Nintendo thing for sure, but I have a rated G free-for-all as well. So hopefully we'll get to all of them. It just depends on my reviews, I think, this week. And I think Break is going to have a tough time.
I was a little bit late because I was trying to kill the boss in Salt Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah. You're past me now, man. God, that bone tree boss is really hard.
It's not that hard. The only hard thing you have to worry about is the flamethrowers and his foot stomp that will kill you instantly because it'll knock you off the ledge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all you have to worry about. And I've tried, like, over and over. It's got my butt kicked.
What you have to do is you have to get to the lower ground and then just climb up on a ledge once he starts to stomp. And once his weakness to the head is exposed, you just basically lead him to the point where holding and looking for you, and then you can just whack him.
Yeah.
But he's weak against blood damage, so like bring a blown weapon.
Yeah. I'm going to once I get that game again, cuz I have to rebuy that game, I'll get up to that point and I'll have you advise me on what to do, what I'm doing wrong, because I swear I played that boss like 30-40 times and to no avail.
If you can't, just use the Warhammer.
The Warhammer.
Get enough endurance to be able to use it.
Yeah.
With one hand, or you could just two-hand it.
Yeah. All right. Just waiting on Breakman. If you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. Today is going to be a special edition, a rated G edition, which is going to be really difficult for me, I think. No cussing. No sexual innuendo.
Darn it.
No, none of that. I think Breakman's going to have a hard time with Dear Breakman. He's going to have to make it rated G.
I'm not sending my question till next week.
Yeah, you better not, Bernie. Well, actually, you should just to make Break sweat and make him change the question. But it's going to be a fun show. I think everybody's going to have a really fun time.
So if I send it regular, just he has to change it. So if I send it,
don't send it.
I'll wait till
we already discussed this. Just relax. I want to have an easy show. I don't want to. I've got enough to worry about. So it's how was your week, Eric? All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's bring this over here. Just waiting on break, man. If you're just joining us, we haven't started the show proper. I do not know if anybody's in chat. I don't see anybody just yet, but I know they eventually get in there.
I want to see Crawl.
But Crawl looks good. It's actually getting like 87% on Rotten Tomatoes too, which is highly unusual for a movie of that ilk. So
That's cool.
yeah. Yeah, so if you're just joining us, we're just waiting on break. I think he's updating Skype because there was a Skype update. So yeah, it's gonna be a heck of a show. It's a rated G show today. No, very kid friendly today. So if you have kids, you can let them listen to this particular episode of RPGrinders, and then we will go back to our normal. I want to say a word that I can't. Our normal shenanigans next week. But we're doing this for a very specific reason because for the challenge. I don't think in the history of RPGrinders we've ever had.
If the first person that fails do they get to give me money in my Patreon account?
Ooh, that's a good idea, Eric. Yeah,
I'm gonna try to get you to swear.
Yeah, you could try, but it ain't gonna happen, man. I'm gonna be a good boy today. Breakman, on the other hand, I don't know if Break is gonna be able to. So basically, your Patreon's like a swear jar, Eric. Is that what you're saying? Every time somebody cusses, they have to give $1 to Eric's Patreon. That's I like that. All right. Yeah, if you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. We have not started yet. We will be starting very soon. We're going to be talking a lot of reviews today. I have a ton of reviews.
Why don't you just find somebody to create a bot that just makes a count every time you swear?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're going to have to keep track. It's your Patreon, but don't.
Yeah, I'll just click the button and I'll just save it to a file.
Okay, that sounds good. You'll be the bot. I don't think it's gonna happen today. I'm gonna be very, very good, but at least that's the hope. I'm pretty sure that Breakman is updating Skype, so we're just holding on for a break, and then we will start the show proper. Lots to cover today. Lots of reviews, Eric. I saw Spider-Man, and
that's old.
I know, but I'm doing my review. You had your review.
Yeah. You said you saw Spider-Man. Okay.
Yeah, I did. I thought
you saw Toy Story 4.
I did not. I saw Spider-Man. But I saw a plethora of movies. I saw 4 movies in one day, so I'm gonna do all of those. I'm doing Child's Play, Midsummer, Spider-Man, Annabelle.
Maybe that's what the 4 you meant. I don't know. On your tweet.
I was gonna see Toy Story, but the timing didn't work out, so I saw those 4 instead. I'm a big horror fan, so it was kind of a horror fest other than Spider-Man. But I think you'll be interested in hearing my reviews of each of these movies, man. It's they were all pretty good. And also,
you know what's sad and pathetic. Men in Black International left theaters already.
Yeah, it didn't do very well. I didn't hear good things. I mean, I didn't like the original Men in Black, to be honest with you, Eric. I was not a big Men in Black fan. Even though I do like Will Smith, I was not a fan of Men in Black. So it didn't surprise me that it failed, although I was a bit surprised because those 2 actors are pretty damn good actors. And
it's a sequel to a sequel of a movie that nobody asked for.
Yeah, nobody really asked for it. If you're just joining the show's RPGrinders, we haven't started. We're just holding on for Breakman. And hopefully he'll be here any second now, and then we'll get the show started. A special rated G version of RPGrinders, which is highly unusual. I don't think we've done a rated G version of the show ever in the history of RPGrinders. So, yeah.
So we can't see the C word either?
You can't say the C word, the D word, the B word, the S word.
Because the C word would make it a PG.
Yeah, no. You could say poop. I think we can get away with saying poop.
Poop.
Yeah, we can get
Let's just call them dookies instead.
dookies. Yeah, you could say dookie for sure.
Ooh.
Poop, dookie. Diarrhea is
Doo-doo.
kind of cutting it close. Doo doo. Yeah, you could definitely say doo doo. You can definitely not say the S word or the B word or the C word or the F word, especially. F word gets us, if we do any more than one F word, it gets us up to PG 13. If you do like 2 or more, that's like rated R.
Can you say caca?
That's
Well,
borderline.
that's a direct word, so yeah.
So it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have
It's
tons
another
of fun.
way of saying poop.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, it literally means poop. So.
Yeah, exactly. So poop. That's about the extent of what we're doing today. We're gonna do the what is that real famous comedian that died? But he was a skeptic and an atheist. And what was his name, Eric?
Carlin?
Who?
Carlin.
George Carlin. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing the anti-George Carlin episode of RPGrinders. So there will be none of those words, none of the famous 7 or 8 words that Carlin was famous for. Let's see, just waiting on break. Let's see if he is here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's get Break on the line here. Add Breakman the Bold. Breakman, are you on the line?
Yes.
I'm guessing you
I
probably
cannot see anybody in chat.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody in chat either, but they usually join a little bit later. Bernie's in chat, so
Yeah.
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 How are you this fine afternoon, Breakman, on a rated G version of RPGrinders?
I'm alright.
Yeah.
I mean, he also is not drinking the alcoholic substance.
I don't know. By mid show, I got the over under on Breakman drinking mid show. My bet, we were just talking, Breakman. We haven't started the show yet, but we were kind of contemplating who's going to be the first to put their money in the swear jar, aka Eric's Patreon, for cussing, and I think it's going to be you. I don't think it's going to be me. Any thoughts on that?
I'm broke. That's my thoughts on that.
I'm broke too, man. So yeah. All right. I think we're all set to go. Even Dear Breakman has to be rated G. So if there's a question that came in, Breakman, you're gonna have fun with it.
No, but my stinko was.
I know.
All about profanity.
I know. Like I had to change my thinking on stinkos this week, and you guys will see. It'll be completely different. You guys ready to go?
Yeah, can I just say what my stinker was going to be?
Yeah, go for it.
People are flipping out that that soccer player. I'm not sure.
Megan Rapinoe.
But she said the F word, and everybody's freaking out, like role models shouldn't do that and stuff like that. And I'm just like,
get out of here!
Just said a word, or so.
I bet if a man
word,
said that, they would not have had an eye.
So the one word is that admonishes everything she's accomplished.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
She said a word. Like it's not like she went and robbed a bank or what was that one stupid idiot guy's name who faked the robbery and stuff?
Yeah.
He said he got robbed when he was in the Olympics.
What was that dude's name? What a loser! Like, that
she didn't do anything like that.
Ryan Lochte.
And people, that guy. And people were shaming her for using the F word. Like, I don't need that as a role model. I'm like, you know what? If you don't want your kids saying the F word, then have a conversation with your kids. Be an adult and talk to your children.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Break. I totally agree.
Like, I had that conversation with my sister and nephew and them when he was young and stuff, because it's like, you can't shield him from the world, you know.
He's gonna hear every single word in the book. I mean,
and then he's not gonna know that it's not right to say.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, Mrs. Breakman has a question she wanted me to ask. We're doing like a G-rated show. I don't know if we can get deep into that, but it's not. It won't be offensive. She said, "Fuck G-rated." I know, but there are kids gonna be listening tonight, so.
Yeah. Just tonight. It's a one-off. Yeah. It's a one-off for sure. So, this is a one-time deal.
Ask them what they think the difference between spirituality.
I think Frank already lost though. He said the F word.
Yeah, we haven't started the show.
We haven't started the show.
No.
All right. What now, Break? What's the difference between spirituality and what?
Religion.
Oh, okay. That's a fine question. We could get into it. I don't know if I could do it G-rated, but I'll try.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, we might have to hold off on that.
Yeah.
Collection of beliefs versus that have a doctrine versus a collection of beliefs that don't.
I'll ask it, okay?
Break, man. All right, let's get this show started because this is going to be one hell of a show. If you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. We haven't started our G-rated version, which is the first time we've ever tried this on the show, and it probably will be the last. So just letting everybody know off the bat. You guys ready to go?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Welcome, everybody, to episode 548 of RPGrinders. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm your host, Frank Branch, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold.
Frank Rogers, Roger Branches.
Yes, this is the first time we've ever tried this on RPGrinders. This is a G-rated version of RPGrinders. At least we're going to try to keep up that facade as long as we possibly can. So I hope everybody enjoys it. There's going to be no bad words of any kind during this whole show, hopefully. If anybody does slip up, I will donate $1 to Eric's Patreon account. So
I'll donate best wishes.
Yeah.
Eric, pay me when you get money.
Yeah, exactly. Step up, Breakman. How dare you? This is going to be a G-rated version, so I hope everybody enjoys this. It's a one-time only type deal. So if you have kids, turn up the radio, internets, and we will do our best to do your kids proud and be positive role models for them. So,
hello, children.
Yeah. Hi. If
there's that's something that bothers me right away. Since we're talking about role models.
Yes.
They talk about athletes being role models and stuff like that. With athletes being a role model in their sport, the role model in life is supposed to be a parent and a teacher. You know, those are the people that you're supposed to be looking up to. If your children are modeling themselves off of what an athlete does on their spare time, then you're not being a good parent. Yeah,
I think I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
Let me try and because I don't want to like throw it like it's like all people like that. But I mean, there's some kids that are they're naturally going to gravitate to athletes and they're going to want to be like that person and stuff like that. But if their morals and stuff like are more geared to somebody like, say, Ryan Lochte, as we talked about earlier today, somebody who's proved to be like an immoral guy. You know? They shouldn't. They're not supposed to be looking up to that. They're supposed to be looking up to their parents to show them how to live as adults. I mean, that's what your job is as a parent, is to raise your children to be full functioning adults one day.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree with you more. Breakman. But that's definitely a discussion we can get into. I get fired up about it, and I don't want to get too fired up because this is a G-rated show, Breakman. So without further ado, let's do this, and then we'll talk about some other stuff later. I promise, Break. And next week, you know what? Put that down for next week for a free-for-all Break, and then we'll definitely discuss it. Okay. But without further ado, here we go. RPG News. All right, Eric, let's get started with the news.
First of all, from RPG site, we've got a game called Haven coming out. And it's set to
release. Let me interrupt you really, really quick here. If there are profanity in any of the articles and you read it, that counts.
Yes, it does count.
You can control. We can control ourselves. We can read something and not say it out loud. So that counts.
Haven's set to release on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. And there's a trailer, but we can't play it live unless Frank wants to get a video run. But you play as a pair of lovers, you and Kay. I think we talked about this game before, but we didn't have a date or something. But the game makers who made Fury are making this, and it doesn't have a date, but it's sometime in 2020.
I like this. I like a real relationship in a video game. That's nice.
Yeah, I played this and it almost wasn't G-rated. It started off almost suggestive, but it quickly turned. I was like, holy crap! I'm gonna have to put $1 in the old Patreon jar already. But no,
it looks kind of like a journey game.
Yeah, it does. It looks cool. I think I like the concept of this.
I've said it many times. We need games with more like real relationships. We need less of the Mario saving the princess and getting a peck on the cheek every time, you know?
Yeah.
Like, are they dating, or is she just nice to him? I mean, is that just how she expresses her gratitude, with a kiss on the cheek?
Yeah.
It sounds like they're the only two people on the planet.
Yeah. There's another game that kind of delves into relationships. It's called Catherine. It's a puzzle game.
But it does look like an RPG because there's like combat going on here.
Yeah. Welcome on into chat, Cash Bear, Commander Root, and Tate. Welcome on in, fellas and ladies. I don't know if y'all are. And Glitty's in chat. What's up, Glitty? I hope you enjoy our G-rated edition of RPGrinders today. All right, Breakman, take us to the next story.
I wanna check that game out.
Yeah,
it's set for 2020 release, huh? Okay.
Yeah, well, you're gonna need a PS4 or Nintendo Switch. So which
or
one?
You need to get a beefier laptop somehow.
Yeah, you need one of those. Haven is the name. All right, Breakman, you're up.
I mean, I think Fury is on the Xbox One, so they could do an Xbox One version later. So who knows?
Yeah. All right, Breakman. Breakman, do we have you?
Did we lose Breakman already?
We might have lost Breakman. Hold on a second.
Oh, Skype, stop doing this to me. You're going to make me mad.
Uh-oh. Somebody's getting close.
I hope he's not muting so he can swear because the cat's getting in the way.
All right, Break. Next story, please.
Okay, coming to us live from RPG site. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition announced for Nintendo Switch and PC, releasing October 18th. Let's see here. Nandai Bamco has announced during the Future of Digimon panel at Anime Expo 2019 that Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition will launch for Nintendo Switch and PC on October 18th, 2019. Wow.
Yeah.
Why did I read that?
It's boiling. It's coming to a boil.
I don't know why I did that. I want to move forward with this and say there's an update and the game will be $49.99. So there you go.
All right.
Do you want to know more about the game itself? We got a young audience, so yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Kind of pricey for a re-release, but even if it's a new platform.
Test your Super Sleuth skills and solve the Digi-mysteries, with engaging storylines, classic turn-based battles, and tons of Digimon to collect. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition delivers everything fans loved about Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth and Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. What? Well, Cybersleep Hacker's Memory. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
there you
I
go.
didn't read the whole sentence. Get the full experience of the complete edition, which includes both titles in one. I was like, what? That's the same game I just read.
It's actually not a bad deal for both games.
Mysterious events. Become a cyber detective or powerful hacker to solve diabolical digi-mysteries. Diabolical digi-mysteries. Ooh.
So it's about $25 for each game.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Vivid and immersive worlds embark on a thrilling adventure where the line between the real and digital worlds is blurred. Endlessly addicting, featuring more than 300 Digimon to collect, raise, and digivolve. Solid gameplay, build an all-star Digimon team and take on opponents in classic turn-based battles. So there you go.
Yeah, Glitty's in chat. She said, I got thrown off. I don't know how you got thrown off, but you're back now, apparently. So that's good. That's a good thing.
Maybe the same thing that messed with me on Skype. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Is that it? Break?
Yes.
All right, more Digimon. This comes to us from RPG site. Digimon Survive, delayed to 2020. So let me just see if there's a... stayed pretty quiet, but there's not much on why it was delayed. So there you go. Trying to see. Nope, no other reason. It's just delayed to 2020. So that's the story. All right, Eric.
Just because.
Just because, yeah. All right, Eric, next...
You're going to have to wait on this game.
I think either because there's like a lot of problems with it, or they need to rework some of the mechanics or whatever.
Yeah.
Or they're planning on doing other ports of the game.
Yeah. All right, next story, Eric.
Next story is about a game. CyberConnect 2's next game in the Tales Show trilogy or quartet, or how many games that is. But it's called Fuga Melodies of Steel, and it's coming out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC, so everything. Little Tail Bronx is the name of the series, which includes Tails Concerto and Solo Tarobo. And it's also part of the CyberConnect 2's C5 initiative, which company self-publishes smaller scope titles with the aim to have shorter development times and lower price. Budget titles. But takes place in a World War II inspired setting where 12 or 11 children command a tank in order to save their families. So furries and tanks. Furry kids and tanks.
Yeah. I can never get enough of World War II settings. I am endlessly fascinated with World War II.
12 chapters and multiple endings.
Yeah. No, this looks good. There's a little bit of gameplay in the midst of this hour-long video, and it looks fine. It looks. I love the art style. It's kind of got a muted color palette, and like you said, in a World War II setting. So with furries and tanks, you can't go wrong with that. Well, you could, but we won't discuss it on this particular show. So there you go. All right, Breakman, you're up.
Coming to us live from Silicon Era. TurboGrafx 16 PC Engine and PC Engine Core Graphics Minis release March 19th, 2020. Sorry. Konami announced this, skipping that paragraph because I don't want to read it. Here are the list of games, and there's no list of price yet, so we're excited.
Well, I think we know the prices already. I read another article, and I mentioned that the European release of this game is going to be at €80 or €90, which is about £80. So it's probably going to be around the same.
Okay, so about the price of the Super Nintendo Mini and Nintendo Mini and this. Okay.
Sega Mini. Yeah.
Sega Mini, yeah. Like it's comparable. That's a fair price. Here's the list of games: Air Zonk, Alien Crush, Blazing Lasers, Bomberman 93, Bonk's Revenge, Kadesh, Chu Man Fu, Dungeon Explorer, JJ and Jeff, Lords of Thunder, Military Madness, Moto Rotor, Newtopia 2, New Adventure Island, Ninja Spirit, Parasol Stars, Power Golf, Psychosis, R-Type, Soldier Blade, Space Harrier, Victory Run, and Ease Book 1 and 2. And these are the English games. There are actually a bunch more, and these are the Japanese titles, which is what Frank was waiting to hear me say.
Yes, I can't wait for this.
Well, I think some of these games that are available in English, they don't need a Japanese version, because there's some overlap here.
Yeah. Well, and some of the ones in Japanese are like Gradius and Gradius 2. Like, you don't really need to read those. You know?
No.
Just hit the button a lot and stay alive. So here are the Japanese releases, which are going to be on all three systems get it, which is pretty awesome.
That is cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. Akumajo, Dracula X Chinorando.
Rondo blood, yes.
Yeah. Aldines?
Yeah.
Aldines?
It's a shooter.
Okay. A parry, gate ball.
Whatever that
Bomberman 94, Bomberman Panic Bomber, and those you just need to know which one plants the bomb and which button picks it up and throws it.
Yep.
Choaniki, Dai Makai Maru.
Yep. Goals.
Dai Makarama, Goals and Ghosts.
Yeah.
Goes and goes. Okay. Dungeon
Which,
Explorer.
strangely enough, I think has an English option, but you have to put it in via code.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Let me see. Dungeon Explorer, Fantasy Zone. Ginga Fukai Densetsu Sapphire. Gradius Nemesis, Gradius 2, Gopher no Yabo, Nemesis 2. Jacekin Necromancer.
Yeah, Jiskin.
Nectaris, which is Military Madness.
Josh Aiken.
Yeah,
Josh
Jiskin.
Sakin. Okay. Nutopia 2, Ninja Ryukinden, Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
PC
Which
Engine.
is strangely enough basically the NES game, but with like a slightly different plot.
Okay. PC Ginjin, which is Bonk. Salamander, Snatcher, Star Parodier, Fantasy Star Soldier,
Parodier.
which is Parodier.
Yes.
It's French.
No, it's Proteus.
It's not
Because-
No,
Parodier.
that's not. That's,
Parodier.
This is Fantasy Star Soldier. It's
Yeah.
not Proteus.
Yeah, it's Parodier.
Super Parodier
Yeah.
is Fantasy Star Soldier. Super Darius, Super Momotaro, Dentetsu 2, Super Star Soldier, the Kung Fu, China Warrior, and Ease 1 and 2.
That's interesting. I'm
Yeah,
down.
well, the games that were listed in English first, they're obviously not going to be available in Japanese. So it's just like a total of 50 games that span these two collections.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
So,
cool.
so every region's getting every game except,
Right.
with the exception of, we get Snatcher instead of Tokimiki Memorial, which is in the Japanese release. That's the only difference.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'll take that trade-off, I guess.
But Snatcher will be entirely in Japanese, so good luck reading it.
So I'm excited for this. That's a great list of games. Like, apparently this company was watching what Sony did and said, let's not do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly correct.
We'll copy Nintendo. Nintendo seemed to do it right. Yeah.
Oh, I think Snatcher is in the Japanese one, but like I think like one of the games that was listed here already was just it's probably in that one and it's not in this one. So
You know how hard it is to do a rated G show with names like Snatcher? I mean, it is. It's really. really
See,
tough.
why would you even bring that up? Like, we could have got past it. Now
Body
those kids. See, now those kids are going to be asking questions.
Well,
now,
I mean-
now we'll see what you've done to Glitty.
Yeah, kids are curious by nature.
we could have called it Snacker.
Here comes the evil laughter. All right. On that note, let's move on to.
The release date for this, but I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think we mentioned it.
I think he did. What's the release date?
This March of next year, March 19th.
All right,
20.
cool. All right, let's move on
I'm
to.
excited for this.
And you can pre-order it starting on the 15th of this month.
All right. You guys mentioned Ninja Gaiden. Well, here's something ninja related. The Ninja Saviors: Return of the Warriors sneaks onto PS4 and Switch on July 25th in Japan. This comes to us from Siliconera. So there you go. For those unfamiliar, Ninja Saviors Return of the Warriors is a remaster of the Ninja Warriors Again, which released on the Super Nintendo. Apart from remastered visuals, the playable characters have
Which was simply just called the Ninja Warriors in the US for some reason, because we already had the arcade game, it was called the Ninja Warriors, so why'd you just call it that?
Yeah. All right. The playable characters have gotten new moves they can use, and like Wild Guns Reloaded, there are 2 new playable characters which you can see below. And there's some screenshots, and some video, and it looks fantastic. I don't know.
There's no U.S. or European release date, but I imagine it's either going to be shortly after this release or at least like 3 months after this release.
Yeah, I would imagine. And no price on it either, obviously, with no announcement. So we'll wait on bated breath.
Considering how much they charge for Wild Guns Reloaded, it's probably going to be pricey.
Yeah,
it's going to be like $40.
Yeah. All right, Eric. Next story, please.
Chroma Squad is coming to the Switch. Let's see, Silicon Era, and it'll take Super Sentai managing action on the go again, because it was originally released on a mobile. But I think it went from mobile to PC, or PC to mobile, and then to the PS4 and the Xbox One, I think. But yeah, the Xbox One got it. But and now it's coming to Switch. But it's a tactical RPG where you manage a group of stunt people who team up to create their own Super Sentai show after quitting their previous employers and deciding that they could become Sentai guys themselves.
Yeah. I would show the video on the chat, but it's a Namco Bandai, and they always flag me down for whatever reason. I can't even show the trailer. I don't think I played Ninja Warriors either, Breakman. All right, next story, Break.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm coming to us live from a site that's still loading. Thank you, Silicon Era. Nintendo Switch Lite officially announced release September 20th. That's actually, I've been thinking about this, and I might go for this instead of the.
How big of a portable gamer are you?
Well, I mean, I like my phone and all, but like I was just thinking, it doesn't have the TV hookups, but you know,
so
Mrs. Breakman can watch
can't
TV,
stream it,
but I can
and
still.
You can't watch it on the TV. You can't use the Pro Controller.
Right.
But
there might be. I'm guessing they're going to make an attachment so you can use like the Pro Controller.
Yeah, I'm guessing too. Also, I mean, this is interesting. I mean, I would just go for the normal Switch, but the one thing that sets this apart.
I mean, if it still has a
There are a few
USB
things.
connector, it could work.
Yeah.
So
I should go ahead and read this. Nintendo officially announced a new addition to the Nintendo Switch family with the Nintendo Switch Lite, a new compact and lightweight model of the Nintendo Switch console, releasing September 20th, 2019.
Yeah.
The announcement trailer, which we're not, well, you can't see if you're listening to this and not watching it. It comes in 3 colors: yellow, gray, and turquoise.
The turquoise one's hot.
What's that?
The turquoise one is really, really good looking.
I think they all look good, actually.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Switch Lite focuses more on the Switch as a handheld console, so it doesn't connect to TVs and doesn't have removable Joy-Cons, motion camera.
Also no HC rumble.
Standard Switch model.
Yeah.
I was reading that. Thank you.
Yeah, let him finish.
Yeah. In North America, it's priced for $199.99 and comes with a carrying case and a screen protector. Nice.
Yeah.
And the Switch Lite has integrated controls, making it smaller than the standard Switch model as well. It doesn't include a kickstand dock and HDMI cable like the standard Switch models. And there's a quote here from the new president of Nintendo of America. Bowser himself. Adding a Nintendo Switch Lite to the lineup gives gamers more color and price point options. Now consumers can choose a system that best suits how they like to play their favorite Nintendo Switch games. I mean, I'm thinking about it, but at the same time, like, you know, I like to play Nintendo Switch with. I would like to play Nintendo with friends and family and stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of harder with this one, so.
Yeah.
The one nice thing about this is that it has a D-pad, and it has it says it's a more efficient GPU, so that'll give you extra battery life, and some games might run smoother.
Yeah.
I did actually read that they are going to update the current Switch model at some point. I hope probably later this year, and add that better GPU.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, there's also apparently a rumor that there might be like a pro version in the works, but I don't know how much I trust that. But then again, people were saying rumors about this, and it turned out to be true.
Yeah.
So,
Freddie Bot's in chat. Welcome on in, and Bloodluster is in chat, and another TV viewer is in chat. Welcome on in.
Well, Nintendo isn't planning on a new console anytime soon, and their competitors are. So maybe like a more advanced version of their console. Maybe Maybe.
And more efficient doesn't mean a more powerful GPU, by the way. It just means that it's programmed better to run more efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It might be an option for you, Break. The only thing is like a game like Breath of the Wild definitely looks really good on a big screen, and I mean looks
constructed. Sorry, not programmed.
Looks really good on the little screen as well. But I don't know, man. Like an extra $100, you get the TV functionality and plus, but that D-pad is pretty enticing. I will say.
Yeah, and the only thing is, I want to play Nintendo with friends and family, but how often are you together and with anybody anymore? Everybody's we're busy, but we're online, so we can connect that way. And that's how people usually do anymore.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're definitely.
So I've got some thinking to do, I think.
Yeah.
It's too bad that Nintendo has absolutely no plans, because of course to make a left Joy-Con with the D-pad. So.
Yeah. I mean,
I think if they get enough complaints or enough please do this, they might.
They fixed Mario Maker 2 and people complained that it didn't have online play. So.
Yeah. I don't know if
I think that's people's fault. So if they haven't realized Nintendo can't figure out online by now, I think that's on them.
Yeah. No,
we all know Nintendo can't figure out.
Yeah, but Nintendo also should have figured out that people want online. So
no, I know we know this, but Nintendo they suck at online. I've said for many years they're going to be at least 5 years behind everyone else.
Yeah.
They don't suck at online. They just don't care. Yeah. And then I think we're finally starting to make them care.
Yeah.
I think it's more of they're worried about online trolls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't want that kind of thing in their Nintendo world.
Smash has no problem, and Splatoon didn't initially have matchmaking, and now it has matchmaking. So
yeah. Who did this story? Was it you, Eric, or was it Break? I think it was Break. So it's on to me. It's an interesting idea, and it's definitely going to sell very well. I like the colors. I like the D-pad. I like the idea. I'm personally not going to get it. I have a Switch. That's the D-pad though is pretty enticing.
I saw a tweet that somebody says now you can get Nintendo Switch in 3 colors from classic video game characters such as Homer, Solid Snake, and Miku.
All right, let's move on to a story from Siliconera, also dealing with the Switch. Puzzle and Dragons Gold releases for Switch this winter in Japan. So it doesn't give a date, and there you go. Puzzles and Dragons Gold for the Switch. So that's another game you can get for your Switch eventually, Breakman, if you get one. So there you go. Eric, you do the honors of the last story, please.
The last story is for Princess Maker-like game called Seal Pledge, where you make it's a raise a daughter simulator.
Raise a daughter simulator? What?
In a post-apocalyptic world, no less.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So not only have to raise a daughter, but you have to make sure the mutants don't gnaw out her brains or something.
right. You have to protect her too, right?
Yeah, a visual
make
novel.
Make sure she doesn't get eaten, or you're a terrible father.
Or raise her to fight so that she can kick ass. And,
Right.
Okay, so I fail.
Eric is the first one.
Eric is the first one. I think we'll let you slide with that. That's one of the most benign ones. That's in the Bible, so that we'll let you slide with that one.
Hey,
Eric.
you don't know what kind of ass I was talking about.
Yeah, it could have been donkey. Definitely, you were talking about a donkey. I mean, I know. I mean,
yes, kicking the donkey from Shrek. Yeah.
All right. So what do we? I think I'll give you a pass on that one. That's the most benign bad word of all bad words. Period. Eric.
Nice.
So, all right. Is this what is it?
What idea of this? This sounds cool, but you gotta be wary if you can't make it sexist or something like that too.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like it because you're gonna have to be dealing with a girl who's gonna, I guess, grow up.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of she's gonna go body changes and stuff like that. Is that gonna be part of this game?
Breakman, you're treading.
Much like Princess Maker, you have to raise her till she's 18. I think she starts at age 10.
Yeah, Breakman, you're teetering on the edge there, my friend. You're teetering.
Children need to know about these things, right?
They do. They definitely do. So, what type of game is this? Is this a management game? Is it?
It's a sim racing game.
Okay, sim raising. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
okay.
it's daughter raising simulator.
All right.
And then they have like different stats you have to monitor, and then you have to like educate her.
Yeah.
If your child ends up stupid, you failed as a father. If your child gets eaten by zombies, you failed as a father.
And if it's anything like Princess Maker, which I assume it is, there's also like an RPG mode where they can go out and fight monsters and gain levels, and then her stats will level up accordingly. So that when she gets in duels with other people for like competitions and stuff, so that she can get like fame and notoriety, it'll help.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. That was the news, and it looks like we have.
I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
Looks like we got a couple of homie discounts. The Plus games for July, I think we already covered that. I did that. Actually, we don't have any. I did look up the PlayStation. There's nothing major going on, but there's always stuff going on PlayStation and Xbox, and not really Nintendo. I barely perused through Nintendo stuff, and they didn't have anything really worth mentioning. So let's move on to a G-rated version of Dear Breakman.
Yeah, I'm sad. There's one from Freak I can't respond to.
The challenge.
Save it for next week.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Freak. We have to talk about it next week. I'll just say that something that we've talked about in the past. He's back.
Oh my god. Okay, I know what that's alluding to.
Yes.
If you guys don't know, just listen to last week's Grinders and the week before. That'll catch you up. Anyways, what do we got, Breakman?
So
I put the hint in the title as to what they're referring to. So just go look at the last week's episode list.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
First question comes from it comes from Bernie. Dear Breakman, Otter Pops or Popsicles?
Aren't they essentially the same thing?
A little different. I know the difference, and I know what I would choose.
I think don't Otter Pops have like multiple flavors?
They do, but the thing about Otter Pops is that I think they're a bit sweeter. But the other thing about Otter Pops is they had the sweetest artwork of any popsicle type items of them all. So I'm Otter Pops all the way. I don't know. What do you think, Breakman?
I don't know what Otter Pops are, actually.
You don't know what Otter Pops are? What's wrong with you? Oh.
I've had stuff like them, but
oh dear Lord,
I've actually not seen an actual Otter Pop in like forever.
Oh dear Lord, I'm gonna pull up Otter Pops.
Oh, okay. They're like the flavor ice things.
Yeah, they're
okay. Popsicles all the way.
But how dare you? How dare you? Popsicles all the way.
Popsicles all the way. Yeah, the flavor ice things are just. You end up eating mostly ice with those, and then drinking the juice out of the bag.
But that's the whole point. That's the best part of the whole thing. Is like they kind of go back to being like juice, basically, and it's 100% fruit. How could you not like it? And then look at the artwork.
I like the actual frozen fruit bars.
Just look at the artwork. Just
they're
look at
basically like sorbet, but like frozen on a stick.
Just look at the artwork. I'm telling you, Otter Pops are the greatest thing ever.
There's so many great flavors of popsicles.
Like I said,
Jello Pops.
No,
I see knockoff Otter Pops, but I've never actually had an Otter Pop.
No, Otter Pops are the best, man. Hands down, it's Otter Pops. I can't believe this is controversial. This is like the easiest question ever known to man. You guys,
it is, and you're getting it wrong, and we don't understand why.
No, because you guys are crazy.
Yeah, I sooner eat a popsicle.
I can exile you without saying what I normally say. So you guys are exiled.
Now?
You guys are exiled.
Wait, we made you not say it. That's right. I forget.
You guys are exiled.
I've never had the brand Otter Pops, but I've had like things like it.
Yeah, so. Well, it's not the same thing. These are Otter Pops.
They do have better flavor than the
They
top.
say 100% fruit juice. That might be different.
Yes, these
from
are
the ones I usually get.
These are
but
the greatest things ever.
Since I've never had them, I'm still going with.
Oh God,
Wait.
Brakeman.
I'm confused. They say 100% fruit juice, and then underneath it says made from apple juice concentrate and with other added ingredients, naturally and artificially flavored.
Yes, well they have
Is it
to.
100% fruit juice or is it artificial?
It's 100% fruit juice, and then there's like 5% artificial flavor.
Yeah.
99.9% fruit juice.
You guys are crazy. Otter Pops are the greatest thing ever. And until you taste them, the greatness of the Otter Pop, you're exiled, you sons of anarchists.
No, it's 90%, it's 98% fruit juice, and then 1% water, and then 1% artificial flavoring.
You guys suck. I can't believe it, man. You guys didn't pick Otter Pops. Okay, what else we got?
Okay, sorry, got completely distracted by that. I was looking at Otter Pops. I gotta get back to the Twitter feed here. Okay, see here.
It was pretty high yesterday. I could have used some Otter Pops.
Bernie made a comment on my what I posted earlier about us doing a G-rated episode. She said, "I don't know if this is going to be possible," and you're right, it's not. The second Dear Breakman question comes from Glitterina. Why do adults have so many things to do all the time? Good Lord, that is a question I ask myself all the freaking time.
They do, because I don't have that much time to do anything other than work, and then come home and I'm too tired, and then I usually only get about 2 hours of whatever I want to do done, and then I go to sleep.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah,
for me, my day lately has been like this. I get up in the morning, get ready for work, go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go to the nursing home to see my father. By the time I get home, let me see. What time was it last night? Like 10 o'clock, I think. You know, and then I had to go get food, and I was eating dinner at 11 o'clock at night, and it was time for bed. Basically.
Now, if I had Sterling's job and I wasn't doing wrestling on the side, I'd have a lot of free time.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, I wouldn't, because I have. The thing is, a lot of adults have responsibilities, especially parents. You know, they got their kids to take care of, plus their own lives, and I don't think a lot of kids understand that the parents have their own lives that they're trying to live too.
Yeah,
going to work is not fun. We do it because we have to.
Yeah.
You know, unless you love your job, which some
it replaces school basically.
Yeah, it compare it to school. That's what work is, but with more traveling. It usually takes us longer to get to work than
it's more tiring. School.
Yeah, more anxiety.
You're not at school as long as people are at their jobs, for instance. A lot of classes are shorter than an hour, a little bit shorter, and then, you know. And so then you got that, and then you gotta go home, and you gotta clean, you gotta cook.
Yeah, there's
laundry to do.
I usually end up not cooking and eating out because it's only me here.
Yeah,
right?
the short and skinny of it is adults have a lot of pressure, a lot more responsibility. That's the reason why.
And bills to pay. Which was what I was gonna say. What I was getting to is, like, we got bills to pay. We got to worry about the financing of the home, the entertainment, like cable and stuff like that. Water and electric. Got to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the laundry and the housekeeping has got to be done. People have got to eat.
Yeah.
Dogs have got to be walked, and poop's got to be cleaned up. Lawns have got to be mowed, and hedges have got to be trimmed.
Laundry's got to be done. Like there's
a lot of stuff for an adult to do. So. And then if your kids, when you get older and you start to do things like you want to go to soccer practice and stuff like that, we're gonna have to
do grocery shopping this weekend.
Yeah, grocery shopping. Good Lord, to save money and because some stores don't carry things, you gotta drive from one store to another and stuff like that. You know.
By the way, these are
spend hours grocery shopping and it sucks.
Yeah, this is a great question. By the way, these are questions from Glitty's, I think, nieces and nephews.
I know that was from a kid. So yeah, so that's why I'm trying to explain why their parents are so busy all the time.
Yeah, Glitty says
they've got a lot of stuff to do and they want to live their own lives. So And once you kids go to bed, that's the only chance they get to like watch the television show they want to watch, and then they don't get to go to bed till late.
Is that what you're calling
tired.
it nowadays, Breakman? Watching, quote unquote, watching television.
Most parents are too tired for the thing you're talking about, Frank.
Right.
So most of the time it is just watching television, watching the news, and going to bed.
Right, or snoozing right away. You just get into the bed and you're just like, yeah. His mom's a therapist and his dad works 50 hours a week. That's a problem in itself, Glitty.
Yeah,
working
50 hours a week is crazy.
Working,
It
I
shouldn't
think,
be 50 hours a week.
in my opinion, I don't even think it should be 40 hours a week. I think you should be able to work 20 to 30 hours a week, and that should be enough to, but unfortunately in this country,
if people actually got paid decently, we could do that. But
yeah,
of course.
exactly.
If you got more control over your schedule too, like if you're somebody who wanted to work, say, a 12-hour day, you should have that. For most jobs, I understand there are some jobs they need you specific times and stuff like that. But for me, for instance, I work in an office.
Yeah,
I can do my work. It doesn't really matter if I do it which I do, during the day from, well, say noonish. It wouldn't matter if I did the same job at 4 in the morning. Yeah, it would be the same job.
Yeah. I wish things were restructured. I always go back to this documentary from Michael Moore, and I'm not a huge Michael Moore fan.
No, I'm definitely not a fan of his.
No, but there was some good points in this documentary he did.
Yeah, I mean, he's not always wrong, but there are things that he's very exploitative.
Yeah, and he edits and does things in a weird way.
He does things that definitely he'll edit out facts to prove his point.
Right, but the larger point remains. There's other countries where they work 20 to 30 hours a week, and they get hour-long or at least hour-long, 2-hour-long lunch breaks and better food, and you could spend more time with your family, so it's more of a family type. And I think that's the reason why there's so much disdain in this country and divorce and icky, because we're always working, and or hustling. In my case, I'm always doing something to better my life in some way, and it doesn't always work out. But this country's got a lot to learn from other countries, and that's a great question. We could go on and on.
If you want to feel old, Final Fantasy IX is 19 years.
Oh boy.
Out.
Oh boy. All right.
And I was gonna say too, I know people who drive like an hour to work.
Yeah, I used to drive
an hour to work, and you work 8-9 hours a day. That's
my sister used to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to factor in not just the hour, like say they work 8 hours, you have to factor in those 2 extra hours for driving.
Yeah.
You also need to factor in lunch and then say walking to your vehicle time and stuff like that, and talking to coworkers.
Yeah.
Oh man, sometimes coworkers want to talk to you when you just want to leave.
Yeah, I know. I've been there, man.
I'm sorry, I like you guys, no offense, but
I'm out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go home.
Yeah. All right, what else you got, Break?
Next question is, dear Breakman, would you rather live in the 90s or the present time? I think that's kind of a loaded question, because you need some caveats to it. Because do I live in the 90s as somebody who's in his 40s, or do I live in the 90s as a teenager again? Because if it's as a teenager again, heck no.
Yeah, because being a kid in the 90s sucked.
Well, really just being a teenager in general is ugh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, kids, but the teenagers suck.
Despite our political climate, and I'm not going to go into detail because then I'll break the rated G rules today. I think I'd rather live in this time than in the 90s. 90s was great for music. I mean, the grunge era was definitely.
There's a certain spot we had to go to listen
to the grunge era was definitely a great time for music. You had Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers was prominent then. There was a lot to like in music. In television, I mean, you had like Friends, which I wasn't a big fan of, and stuff like that. But I think now is a better time to live despite the political climate. It's a tough question, but I'd say now. rather than the 90s. If you said 80s, I would totally go back to the 80s because the 80s were were fun as heck. I was gonna say something else, but
well, my second thought with this too is if I go back to the 90s as me knowing everything I know now, yeah, like I could change a lot of things.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, for the betterment of mankind, there's some certain things I could probably do. Just saying.
Yes.
Like make sure Ian doesn't get elected.
Yeah, that'd be a good one right there. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Eric. What do you say?
I would not.
Yeah, I agree. All right, what else we got? Break.
Oh, she meant as a kid. Yeah. I don't know. Like I grew up in the 90s. Really. Like I was born in '78, so. I was 12 when the 90s started, so that was my teenage years, and that was just, I don't know, I didn't like being a teenager. That's how I feel.
Yeah. What else we got?
I mean, not that at the time, like, you have your friends you'll make and stuff like that, and there's just so many awkward times as a teenager for everybody, and everyone wants to hide it, and everyone's trying to look their best and be their best at all times, and it's kind of unrealistic,
Yeah.
I think there's too much pressure on teenagers. I think.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think I would agree.
So yeah, I'm gonna stick with now. Besides, technology is way better now, anyway.
Oh yeah, technology. Yeah, that's a
which
great...
is actually which actually brings us to the next question.
Okay.
Which I was trying to segue, but you started talking, so.
Oh well, excuse me.
On my segue.
Excuse me, princess. that's an 80s reference.
Yeah.
Excuse me, princess. Not that one. Okay. I'm writing "excuse me, princess" down because. So anyway, second question here from Glitty. I'm guessing this is from our third question. Sorry, from Glitty. Did you like it better before when there were no smartphones, or do you prefer the latest technology? I think I spoiled that one with I prefer the
There's no question. Technology is one of my favorite things ever.
Rotary phones can go die in a fire.
Yeah, I totally agree.
We're gamers. We like technology, Like technology has given us better games.
There is credence to saying there was an easier time back in the day. Like back in the day, you didn't always have to worry about what was on your Twitter feed. Like I find myself looking at my Twitter feed like a lot, and then I look at my screen time and it's like, man, but overall, I love technology.
The only time I really use Twitter is like when I'm watching a video on YouTube.
Yeah, I argue with Bernie all the time. She says in chat, I still like the original Nintendo. I like the original games, okay.
Yeah, and then those games haven't gone away too either.
No,
I still play those.
I don't like the design on the Nintendo though. That's ugly.
I agree, but here's my point that I've been trying to make with Bernie, and I can never really make my point all the way. Like games today are so much better. Like they are like light years better than old Nintendo games or like Atari 2600. Why would you go back unless there was something that
you could play Nintendo looking games that don't have the glitches of the NES
era. But look, that's what I'm saying. Like I agree. Like going back and playing Mario is still fun. There are certain games that are really really fun to play, and I don't mind playing them. But the games nowadays are so much better. Like I was just playing a game that I'll get to called Song of the Deep, which was
if we ignore the microtransactions and loot boxes.
Yeah, I just like modern gaming way better. Like the games are outstanding nowadays. They're just outstanding, and that's just the way.
And think about like back in the Nintendo days. Like remember like thumb blisters and stuff like that.
Yes.
You don't deal with that stuff anymore,
Yeah, I totally agree. Like the controllers are better. The games aren't quite as glitchy, and if they are, they can fix them. I mean, we are living in a great golden age of gaming right now, and I am totally grateful that I get to play modern games and still look back at the classics and appreciate them, but I'm not going back to play Nintendo games. I'm sorry, I'm just not doing it. Just not the way to play games anymore. That time is long gone. We can remember them, we can eulogize them, but modern gaming is way better, and for reasons that Breakman kind of broke down. The controllers are better. The game, the stories are better. The
you don't have to put in like 30 character passwords.
Yeah,
they've grown up a lot too. Like there are, we complain about not having adult games, but there are some adult games. But but they have in a lot of ways games have matured.
Yeah, Glitty says she likes the old Nintendo too. I don't mind those games, but man, I mean, you look back on them and it's like it's night and day. It's not even close. Like I said, there's games like Song of the Deep that, obviously graphically are way better than anything that Nintendo could ever dream of, or Super Nintendo. But like it had a little story and just tons of gameplay. Like literally like hours. I spent, I think, almost 15 hours on Song of the Deep, and
The one thing about modern gaming I wish they would fix is that, like, some games don't pause when you go into the home screen of your console. Like I've clocked 60 hours of Salt and Sanctuary just because the game doesn't stop when you do.
Well, I mean, you do
have... So you basically have to go to the Sanctuary and quit out of the game if you don't want your clock to run. Because what I actually have is closer to 20 hours.
Yeah. All right, anything else, Break?
Okay, next question, because we got more. Dear Breakman, this comes from Bernie, so I don't know what you did to her, Frank, to ask this question, but puppies or kitties, which are your favorite?
Well, she's just doing the G-rated thing, and this is super hard for me. I can't pick. I love puppies and I love kitties. I'm a huge animal lover. I don't want. I don't necessarily want an animal at my advanced age right now. Like, I want to do stuff. I want to go on vacations. I want to do stuff. So that precludes me from having any sort of animal. But in lieu of that, like, it's a tough choice between cats and dogs, man. Like, I love puppies. I love kitties. If somebody if somebody twisted my arm, I would have to say puppies. Just because you can kind of train them. Kittens you can't train, really, for the most part. They
do what they want.
Yeah,
you can train cats.
Yeah, you can.
It's a different style of doing it.
Yeah.
But it's I've seen plenty of like trained cats.
No, I understand that, but it's a lot harder. Like
sometimes cats teach themselves how to go to the bathroom, use the toilet.
Yeah, that's one good thing.
And cats are very self-learning. Like, you give them a litter box, they do it themselves.
Yep, that is true. That is true. You don't.
Whereas the dog, you have to teach you, you can't shit.
Ah. Somebody said a bad word.
I don't think I heard the T, so...
Yeah, we'll let you slide, Break, man. I don't think you got all the way there.
You're like Jessica Simpson, who says, "Oh my God," instead.
Look, I thought I was going to have the hardest time, and look, these fools are having the hardest time. That's funny. All right. Break, man, I think... what did you... You said kitties. Right, Break? Did Break?
I don't want to talk anymore.
Eric, what is your choice between kitties and puppies?
I have to go with the puppies.
Yeah. So we win, Break.
I'll go with kittens for the two reasons. One, you don't have to teach them how to poop. You don't have to tell them don't poop over there.
But dogs
don't shit over there. Don't shit over there.
Yeah.
Dogs are attention beggars, and I can't help but look at their pouty little eyes and be like, okay, I'll give you
I know. Dogs are the cutest thing.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of times...
And the other thing is puppy breath.
Yeah. The only thing is I don't think humans really deserve dogs or cats, to be honest with you. They're especially dogs. There's a reason why that saying dogs are man's best friend, and
they're way more outwardly loyal than a cat is. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen affectionate and loyal cats, they but not to the extent like a dog is, and a dog is definitely easier to train. I mean, like I said, like we said, you can train a cat, but it's easier to train a dog.
Yeah. All right. What else?
Bernie's suggesting you get a snake instead.
No, it's for the same reasons. If I want to take Bernie on a trip, I can't with the pet, and especially a snake. Who the heck is gonna watch a snake for you?
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know. Maybe if I had my girl when she was a little puppy too, maybe that would change my mind too. But I didn't get her till she was a year old, so
Yeah.
she wasn't a little baby. But I've seen puppies when they're little and stuff. I've had puppies. Well, not personally, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're great. I mean,
they're so tiny when they're born too. It's like, whoa, you shut up.
Yeah, I love dogs. I love cats. I love almost all animals. I even like spiders. I love spiders. I will not kill a spider. I will catch it in a cup and I will release it outside because I love animals and bugs and everything. So it's a hard question for me, but if I had to choose, I probably would choose a puppy. All right, what else you got?
You don't spray your house for bugs, do you? You just you find them and you name them and keep them as pets and stuff.
Well,
and they
first of all,
spreading to other people's homes. No, stay away from my family.
No, I mean look. Even when I'm walking, Breakman, check this out. This is how much of a pacifist I am. When I'm walking, I refuse to step on ants. Like I actively look on the ground and I will try to avoid stepping on an ant because I just.
That's why I look at the ground most of the time when I'm outside.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm not like Buddhist in that way, but I don't like the feeling of knowing that I killed something. I mean, the only things that I will actively try to eradicate are flies because they bring disease and they're gross and germy.
And mosquitoes.
For
the same reason.
Yep, for the same reason. And mosquitoes love me. They love my blood. I don't know what it is, but I
you have like some pheromone in your blood that just.
I can't like go outside for 5 seconds without a mosquito trying to land on me. It really sucks. So.
So let me get this straight.
Yes.
One of my mortal enemies crosses your path and you don't try to kill it?
An ant?
The squirrel.
No, the evil ant. Well, that squirrel too, yeah.
I don't like squirrels, but I wouldn't like I joke about like
I wouldn't try to kill the squirrel either,
right.
No, I catch it and
evil ant.
Yeah, and ants,
man, those
ants are the only time that I'll ever actively eradicate ants is like if they're in the house because they are an invasive species. They're not there to be nice. They're not there to coexist with you. They're there to serve their own purpose. The ants are actually really, really weird. They have like a robotic mentality, like a what do they call that? Like a hive mind, like a hive mind, And I don't know. I just think about it and like. We're like what 1,000 times bigger than a freaking ant. Why would I want to actively try to destroy something that is in nature, just trying to make its way? I mean, I don't know. I don't actively do it. It like somebody like squish the people that squish spiders to me. Like I don't like it. Like I don't want to see it. I don't begrudge anybody because arachnophobia is a huge phobia. But I myself can't do it. I'd rather get the spider. Spiders are not very harmful unless you're running into like a recluse or a black widow, something like that. I can understand if somebody squishes it, but like the normal house spiders, they're actually very good for you. They kill mosquitoes and flies.
Break said he used to work for Orkin.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the ones in the kitchen. I will eradicate those. Like if there's an ant in the kitchen, I'm not gonna let it, run around and sometimes they like have these ants that trail in and stuff like that, and I don't like that. But I definitely don't like killing. Like if I was like back in the day and I had to like hunt for my food, it would wreck me. It would totally wreck me because I just am good-natured with animals and bugs.
Now, would you eat insects?
If I had to, I would, Eric. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm also very resourceful. So if there's ants and that's the only thing that you can eat, then, I'll eat it. I'll eat it. I think I've eaten.
We might have to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the bug population is going down like crazy, anyways. So we none of us might not be around for very long. So, whatever. All right, what else we got? Break.
Glitterina agrees with me. She'd kill the ants too.
If they get in your house, of course. I don't have any problems with that. I have problems with spiders getting killed because they are very good bugs. They're good for your house. They are very good for your house. I mean, I know nobody likes getting bit by spiders, but it very rarely happens. And think about it. A spider is like 1/1000th of your size, so they're always afraid of you, way more afraid of you than you are of them. But
yeah, that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is when they bite you.
Yeah.
Bernie says we still need to watch Naked and Afraid. Speaking of killing your food, Frank.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. I just don't like that type of thing.
I need to watch. I need to. I haven't watched this last weekend's XL. Like this, XL is. Naked and Afraid XL is fantastic this season because there are legitimate villains in the show now. Like they are just being like horrible to the other people, and it is funny.
Yeah.
It is so funny. Like why?
I
was talking like you could help them out, but no, you're sitting there eating and enjoying it and. Like just watching them suffer.
Yeah, I was talking with Bernie about that. I was like, "What is the point of that show? They don't get paid for it. You know, you're on TV for like one episode, and then what? Like nothing. Like you're not gonna get a career out of it for the most part. I'm sure there's one or two of those people that have careers, but like just to prove that you're manly or womanly enough to survive in the wilderness. I mean, get out of here. Forget that stuff. You know. But, anyways, what else we got? Break.
But yeah, that's all we have on Twitter and Dear Brakeman.
Okay, that was a great addition.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I need to catch up on Naked and Afraid. Why, as you said, like why would you go on that show in the first place? Which is why I think it's funny that there are people being bad to one another on it. Like because they chose to be there, they've chosen to do this to themselves. So, in any time, like, they can quit. They can just walk away. So, when
I understand,
people are being horrible to one another, like, when they're just being villains about it and they're hoarding the food and stuff, I find that hilarious because they're doing this to themselves.
I understand the appeal for the viewers. I just don't understand the appeal for the people that go on that show. There's no, like, prize. Like, at least on... Survivor, there's like $1 million prize or something if you win, but like there's
they do like stupid and like tests and games and those like I can't stand Survivor. Like that's not like Naked and Afraid is actually surviving, you know.
Yeah, but it usually ends pretty bad on that Naked Afraid from what I gather, and I don't know, I just kind of don't like it.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes they sometimes they do great and they survive. Other times they and they suck and they quit real quick. Like, see, I'm not a smart man, but I'm smart enough to know that I would not survive one day Naked and Afraid. Like,
I think I would survive.
No shoes, no McDonald's, no me. Goodbye.
I think I would survive because I'm actually very resourceful. I've always had like that innate ability to be super resourceful, but why would I want to?
You have no access to food, no access to water.
I would still survive.
No access to shelter or clothing.
Yeah, I've been homeless before, Brakeman. I'm crafty, man. Like I could do it, but you know.
Also, no access to people that can help you. You get one person that you're like a partner. Well, or the XL where they get the huge groups.
Well, here's some news for you, Brakeman. When you're homeless, nobody helps you. All right, like I understand, like if you are on the corner and you're begging for money, sometimes somebody will give you $1 or $2. How many hours will you be out in the hot sun begging for, maybe $5 in a day? I mean, I've been there, I've done it. So it's a lot harder than what it looks. But I agree with you. It's a different story out in like a jungle and stuff like that. But I mean, if I can make it in an urban jungle, I can make it in a jungle full of animals and bugs and we were just talking about eating ants. I mean,
Frank can become the Lion King.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, that was a great edition of Dear Brakeman.
Which I'm not looking forward to. That looks very uninteresting.
Appreciate the questions from Bernie and Glitty for sure. If you have a question, make sure you send it in at RPGrinders.
I want to know if she had to shut the show off when I half sweared. I was in the middle of swearing.
You didn't quite do it, so I'll give you credit, Break. But No, I think we're okay. I mean, usually by this time we're up to like record numbers of cussing and saying suggestive stuff. So I think we're in good shape.
I think Waylon and Dungeon Buster didn't show up because they might just entice us to swear.
Probably, man. That's probably the case. All right. And by the way, I'm the only one that hasn't sworn on this show. I'll just have you guys know that so far. All right. Let's move on.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing. Let's get through these real quickly. Breakman.
I wish I had more time to play Xbox. Mostly just the phone games. South Park and Final Fantasy.
Yeah. All right, Eric. What you been playing?
A lot of stuff. Just more London Detective Mystery. I haven't really played that much. I haven't got time this week to really get into it. But I'm gonna switch gears this weekend a little. But played some Legend of Heroes Trails of Azure over the weekend. I got a little bit into Chapter 1.
All right.
And I played Soul Seraph, which we talked about, which is not as good as I had hoped it would be. But it's not bad, but it could be a lot better.
All right.
But Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, I do not like the remastered marketing, renaming for remastering.
Yeah, they should have just called it Remastered. That's a stupid name. Remastered.
That's just them being corny.
Yeah. All right, what else you been playing?
But it's a decent enough port on the Switch, I guess. But like, I would not suggest. And much like the Digital Foundry video states, that you should probably not play it on quality mode, on dock mode. You should just play performance mode in dock mode, or you just forego that and play it portable.
All right. What else?
There's another game I played called Injection. It's Injection Pi 23, but I couldn't figure out how to put a pi into my document. Maybe you can teach me or something later.
I'm not sure, but I'll try to figure that out.
But it's basically a Silent Hill clone, and it's not very good, and I was bored with it very quickly, and I didn't even get to the combat sections. Boring Hill. Yeah, but it's a Silent Hill clone made by Spanish people, and from Spain.
Yeah,
I think
Glitty's appreciating us not cussing, except for those two. I'll say I have.
And I think it's like its translation. It's rough, and there are some parts that were just not translated because like the subtitles options for English is supposed to be on. But I was reading this like. You know how they have text logs of doom and stuff like that in these horror games? But, like, it was supposed to be in English, but it was being represented in Spanish.
Yeah. All right. What else you been playing, Eric?
Senran Kagura Peach Ball, which is the pinball game where you play as a pinball, and the object is, or you're somebody who's operating the pinball machine. That's been converted to turn the girls back into humans after they got turned into the furries that are scantily clad for some reason, because it's Senran Kagura.
Yeah, it's Senran Kagura, and we can't get too far
for free. Peaches for me. Sorry.
Breakman busted out. The only thing that would have made that better was cowbell,
It's
man.
a good pinball game, but it's like, man, there's a lot of going on in that game.
Yeah, real quickly, I played MPQ, of course. I'm up to like years of playing that game, man. Song of the Deep, which I will review in a second. Little Nightmares, which I got so many reviews, guys. I'm gonna actually, you know what? Let's just go on to reviews. Speaking of
RPGrinders reviews.
All right, Breakman, did you have any reviews?
I would say Stranger Things season 3 is out. Watch that.
All right. Did you watch the whole thing yet, or?
I've watched all. Yes.
All right. What are you giving this season?
As a score, I say a 9.
Okay. Wow.
I think it's impossible for them to catch season 10 the original season like that. That was just such an inventive show and stuff like that. But they still found ways to subvert my expectations and little ways in the show, even though I was expecting a lot of what happened. I should say a lot, but some of what happened.
Yeah.
There are other things like, and then there's definitely ends in a kind of a mystery and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna start watching that tonight. Actually, I haven't had a chance to watch it, but
yeah, I like it better than the second season because the second season has this one episode where they kind of go off and do this other thing.
yeah,
It felt really out of place. There's none of that in this season.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of on point from the beginning.
Are you talking
I think
that episode when 11 like all of a sudden became emo 11 and
Yes.
yeah.
And she went and found out there's like more people like her around the world. Yeah, and
yeah.
they don't have any episode where she
Yeah,
goes and does something like that. Yes.
Glitty said she enjoyed it a lot. Freak Five's in chat. Welcome on Freak Five. I got all the super trophies for the world tour. I don't know what you're talking about. Which game? For the racing game, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do mine, Eric, before we get to yours. Mine, I have so many. I have 7. This is a record for me, but I'm gonna get through them real rapid fashion. First one was for Trine the game. Trine is a trilogy of games. It's basically puzzle with light platforming elements. Very colorful in the Warcraft tradition. You play as either a wizard, a warrior, or a thief, kind of like, the old trope. And each has, like, you can switch between each of them, and they each have their own abilities. Like the wizard has the ability to make planks to cross places, or like boxes to get up higher. The thief has the ability to...
Wait, he's a wizard, and instead of like shooting fireballs and stuff like that, he just makes bridges
and boxes. Yeah, that's pretty much the deal. Yeah.
Worst wizard ever.
No, actually, this is the best wizard. I'll tell you why.
He fails.
I'll tell you why, Break.
Well, it's not about combat, that's why.
Yeah, so those boxes can kill all the skeletons. That's basically, I mean, it's not a lot of variety. It's mostly just a puzzle game. It's not, it's really light on the platforming elements. And once
sounds like it's like 3 Vikings.
Yeah.
The Lost Vikings, you mean?
Yeah.
Lost Vikings, yeah, that's what it is.
It's a lot like that, except, I don't know. The wizard can move around. He can levitate his planks and his boxes, and he can use the boxes to kill things.
It's like the Lost Vikings, but you don't need to get all 3 to the exit. You just need to get to the exit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the Lost Vikings games.
Yeah. No, the Trine game is great. There's 3 of them. I only got the first one. I'm giving that one a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was colorful. It had
they're up to Trine 4 now.
Yeah. Decent story. It's a great start to a series of games. Next game, Little Nightmares. I like the premise of Little Nightmares. You're basically playing as what seems to be a little kid that's going through this ship full of like these big fat monsters, and
I still want to make jokes.
Yeah, I know, man. But it's kind of a platforming, side-scrolling puzzle / stealth type game. But the problem that I had with it was it's way too short and way too easy, which for me is that's saying a lot, because I know
you failed at teddy bear mode in the Pac-Man for Atari 600.
How dare you?
That is saying a lot.
I know you're trying to get me to cuss, but it's not gonna work, Breakman. It's just not gonna work today. So Little Nightmares is slightly disappointing, but still worth a try. It's I give it a 6.5. Of course, I played the base version. There is a version with extra content, which probably would have extended the length. It only took me about an hour and 45 minutes to beat the main game. So it's really not that.
So it's the one reason I haven't finished the game, and I had Namco gave me a code for the PC version a while back, and I haven't finished it yet, written the review, because I wanted to play the DLC, but I've never had the money for it.
Yeah. I didn't play the DLC, but the game is fine. Graphically, it's fine. It's not a great game, so I give it a 6.5 out of 10. I still recommend it for $5. I think it's like $5 on the PlayStation Network.
I think you can get the complete editions like on consoles for like $20 now.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit cheaper than that now on sale. But anyways, let's move on to a much better game, in my opinion, a game called Song of the Deep, which I talked about earlier. You basically play as a girl in a submarine looking for her dad that went missing on his ship.
We already discussed it's not a yellow submarine.
Yeah, it's definitely not a yellow submarine. So I did beat it. I had some problems, which I will talk about in my stinko. But overall, the game is really vibrant. It's a Metroidvania type game. You get different abilities for your ship. You can go outside of the ship, and just which you're a lot less stronger than when you are in your submarine. I really like the game. I'll talk about the problems later. I give it an 8 out of 10. All right, let's move on to my movies. I have 4 movies that I'm going to do. First one, Child's
Good
Play.
Lord.
Yeah, I saw 4 movies in one day at the theater, Breakman, if you can believe
Oh
it.
my god.
Yeah, yeah. First one, Child's Play. This is a great reboot. If anybody is into filmmaking, this is a great way of redoing an old classic. It basically turns the whole Chucky doll, possession on its head, and basically it's bad AI. And Aubrey Plaza was great in it. The kid was great in the movie. Mark Hamill was fantastic as the voice of Chucky, and made it creepy and worthwhile. I definitely love this remake. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. It was on the shorter side. It was only an hour and a half long, and it did seem a little short to me. But it does set up nicely for sequels, of course, and apparently it did fairly well at the box office, so looking forward to seeing that. Midsummer. I saw Midsummer. Midsummer is another horror movie from the director of Hereditary, Ari Aster, and it's basically a cult nightmare in Sweden, is the best way that I can put it. It's not as good as Hereditary. Hereditary was my movie of the year a couple years back, but Midsummer is definitely worth a watch. It's creepy. It's kind of scary.
I thought Hereditary was just last year.
Maybe it was just last year. It was my movie of the year last year or the year before. I think it came out. Yeah, maybe it was last year, Eric. I could be wrong, but Midsummer's a great follow-up. And Ari Aster is a great director. He has a very good sense of style and pacing. It's a slower movie like Hereditary was, and you kind of know the outcome of the movie, but that's not the point. The journey is the point, and it reminds me a lot of Wicker Man in that sense. So I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. Next movie, Spider-Man. I don't have much to add to what Eric said last week. I'm not going to spoil anything. It's a perfect movie. It's a perfect movie. I love this movie. They handled Mysterio brilliantly, as Eric said.
It's basically coming out after the last Gyllenhaal movie I've seen was Nightcrawlers.
Nightcrawler's a great movie.
As a villain here.
Yeah, Nightcrawler's a great movie. But this movie is fantastic. I hope that Mysterio comes back. Let's just put it that way.
Well, considering how that video was made, he has to come back.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah, I don't know spoilers, but Spider-Man is a great comic book movie. It is.
Did Bernie see a Spider-Man? Is that why she screamed?
Yeah. No, it is really, really good, and I highly recommend people watch Spider-Man. Spider-Man is getting a 10 out of 10. It is. Eric was right. It is a great movie. And
I want to see more. I want to see more Night Monkey just as a joke.
Yeah, exactly. Last movie I'm reviewing is Annabelle Comes Home. This is a sequel, kind of prequel to Annabelle, the series of movies. The first Annabelle is not very good, but the follow-up, Annabelle Creation, was an excellent horror movie and kind of was like blew me away. I wasn't expecting much from that, and this one kind of follows suit. Not quite.
So wait, there's 3 Annabelle movies now.
Yes.
I'm confused.
Yes, there's Annabelle.
Yeah, I think I saw Creation, and then I watched the first one, and that was terrible.
Yeah, the first one was no good.
I know. I guess I need to give that franchise another chance because everybody says the sequels are better, but that first movie was bad.
Was really bad. But I'm telling you,
let's see, a black woman sacrifices her life for a white family.
Yeah,
it wasn't just bad; it was racistly bad.
Yeah, but the second one.
Oh yeah, and not only that, but considering the time period, that's even worse.
Yeah, the second one is excellent, though, guys. I highly recommend y'all watching the second one, because the second one is an all-time great sequel for a horror movie. It is really, really good. And this one basically deals with the Warrens like bringing the doll home and putting it in their vault of horrors, basically. And the babysitter with their kid and a friend of theirs gets into some shenanigans. They let Annabelle loose, and it's a frightful.
And it's about putting it back, I guess.
It is. It's a frightening kind of prequel sequel. I did have some issues with it. There's no. To me, there was no real danger because nobody ended up really.
Should I just wait till Redbox version comes out?
Yeah.
I guess that is one of the big problems with the like Annabelle and the Conjuring is the Warrens. Like since they're based on true story, the Warrens, I think they're still alive, aren't they?
No, they're both.
No.
They both.
They both
passed.
died, but they didn't die from they died of old age, right?
Yeah, the Warrens were. I
I
have my issues with the Warrens. They are charlatans, but the movies themselves are good.
Right.
You know,
right. But I'm saying like they didn't die in one of the setups of these movies.
Yeah.
Like,
So we can pretend this movie's an alternate history version where the Warrens were actually legitimate.
It's sort of like my biggest problem with the going forward with the or I shouldn't say going forward with the Scream movies. Like, well, Sydney's not going to die,
right,
and we know they're not going to kill Dale, and they're not going to kill.
Speaking of which, the Scream show is going to air on VH1, I think, soon. The Scream TV series.
Yeah, the Scream TV series sucks. Don't watch that.
Sorry,
all.
Dewey, not Dale.
Yeah.
No, there's a new Scream.
Oh, Gail was her name.
There's a new Scream TV series.
They combined the two like they're a romantic couple. Oh wait.
Yeah.
I'm getting yelled at over here.
I was trying to say
badly.
Am I muted or something?
No, hang on, Eric. Let me finish my review real quick. So that's not. I'm not saying anything.
Let me apologize, Eric. I was talking over.
It's okay. Here's the thing. It's a good sequel. I agree with you, Breakman. Like I think the Warrens kind of need to take a back seat. As much as I like Vera Farmiga, and I can't remember the dude's name that plays Ed Warren.
He's a good actor, but I can't remember
really
his name.
good. He was in Aquaman and a bunch of other things. But I think it's time to move on from the Warrens and just focus on the horror stories themselves. But there were a lot of good jump scares in this movie, and for a horror movie, it's really good. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's definitely worth watching. So those are my reviews. I did all those reviews in like 5 minutes. I hope you guys.
I was gonna say there's a new Scream TV series.
Yeah, which is why I said not going forward because the last Scream series was so bad.
This one's bad too.
That show.
Yeah.
They're gonna do a new one, and so we'll see how this goes.
The new one apparently is terrible. So yeah.
Oh, it's already out. It's not out yet.
Yeah, it's
out.
It
came out I think like yesterday night, maybe.
Yeah.
On what is it, on Netflix or something?
VH1.
On VH1.
Oh, it's on VH1.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
and
it's just a weird place to put that show like that.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like the point of Scream and the Scream movies was they tried to subvert the tropes, right?
Yeah.
I mean that was one of the main points of that horror movie.
I never watched Scream 4.
Yeah, you didn't really miss anything.
No.
Yeah, but the Scream TV series basically did every trope they could come up with. It was ridiculous. Like, don't split up. Never. Stuff like that. Well, let's split up.
Of course.
Nobody grab any weapons. Just everybody split up.
Here's the thing, though, Breakman. I always explain it when Bernie and I watch horror movies. Like, they are infuriating. If you're just thinking about it from a logical point of view, it never works out. You just have to always say horror movie logic.
Wasn't infuriating.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, Scream was the way they did the Scream movies. Well, I shouldn't say all the Scream movies. Like the third one, like there was way impossible moments in the third one. Like, no, that's not possible.
Yeah.
I still liked it, but it's like, no, that's absolutely impossible.
Yeah.
Like he was just in one room. There's no way he's over there now.
Yeah, the Scream was an exception, no question about it.
But like the Scream, like there are no points in the movie like when somebody pop up where you're like for instance the girl in the garage, like she was trapped there, like you there's nothing she could really do about it. Like, she tried to run away, and look what happened.
Yeah.
So.
I'm looking at Freak 5 in chat. He's trying to make us cuss.
Or you
It
could
ain't
be
gonna
really
work.
tropey like a urban legend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ain't gonna work, Freak 5.
Or I Know What You Did Last Summer. I really hate that movie. I hate the book, too.
I like the soundtrack to that movie, but anyways.
That's a great soundtrack.
Yeah, Freak 5
I don't know.
is talking about that free game on PS Plus. One of his pet peeves is like not running out of gas in a car, but it's an arcade game. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, the plus.
No, he's saying the computer not running out of the gas. When he, as a player, his character can run out of gas, but the computer never runs out of gas.
Yeah, that is a pet peeve for sure. Yeah.
So
All right.
Wait, why is the race long enough that could even happen?
Yeah. All right, Eric, let's get through a review because we got lots to get to still.
Yeah, I got a review for first the show to lay the groundwork for the movie, but I saw the Sound Euphonium movie, so I had to marathon the TV series 2 seasons before I saw it. But it is also technically a sequel to Liz and the Bluebird, which I talked about a while back, because the song Liz and the Bluebird, which they play in the movie, is involved, and you actually get to hear the whole song in this movie. So it feels like a conclusion to what happened in that movie. But anyways, the show is about a Japanese high school girl who just entered her first year of high school, and it basically does a flashback of where she's with her middle school friend, and they're in the band, and they went to a competition to try to go to the nationals, and they got what's considered a fake gold, because you get a gold award, but it's not a gold award that's good enough to get you into the nationals, so they call it a fake gold. And she was really frustrated, and she's kind of passive about it, because she didn't really think, because she's not as passionate as her friend is, but she ends up at the same high school that her friend is, and things are awkward for a while, and without getting too deep into the story, they eventually patch up. But it's about her journey as being in the music club and getting better and going to the nationals in that series, which they do. But now they're in their second year in this movie, and she has to basically take on the mentorship role for dealing with all the first years, and dealing with the fact that the third years that were there last year, who she really looked up to, are gone. And the newcomers are kind of problem students. And the movie feels more like a bridge to season 3, because they did announce that there's going to be another season. I can't imagine there being a season after season 3, because the manga's already complete, so there's no more story to do. And so it's going to be probably about her third year and dealing with the first years of that class, and maybe they'll finally succeed this time. But
Right.
It was a good movie, and there was an English dub for it, which I thought was weird, because I don't think the dub of the show is available for streaming yet. I don't even think they've even done a dub of any kind. So I just saw the subtitled version.
All right.
Because I saw the dub for Liz and the Bluebird because it was more convenient to do it that way, but I didn't really care for the dub track. So maybe they did better work this time, but maybe it was just the characters themselves and they just didn't portray them well enough, because one of the characters was kind of withdrawn and shy, and that doesn't translate well. I think in English, I don't think they translate it well. But I'm gonna give this movie a 9.
All right. What about the series as a whole, Eric?
You've been seeing a lot of good stuff lately.
Yeah.
I give the series an 8.5. The movie is definitely a better experience to hear the richness of the orchestra. So you need stereo for that stuff. So
yeah. Well,
I don't have a stereo in my place. So
cool. Freak Five says the most blatant time I had a game cheat in favor of the computer was Settlers of Catan on the 360. Jiminy, that's dating yourself, Freak Five. All right.
But,
I'd say it's any time I face like Shao Kahn.
Yeah, Shao Kahn for
also,
sure.
the English name of this movie is way too long for its own good. It's called, the full name is Sound with an exclamation point, Euphonium Movie, Our Promise, A Brand New Day, which the Japanese release is just Oath's Finale, which is much shorter and to the point, and it has musical term in it, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
The other one sounds like it more reads like a light novel.
Yeah. All right, no Heistcapade this week because of the nature of the show. It's a G-rated RPGrinders. So let's move on to...
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
All right, Breakman, do you have anything?
I had one Stinko, I have another, and I don't know if I really should do it because it's kind of a heady topic, and
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, kids, so
all right,
it's basically a complaint about the media, and not all of the media, because if it wasn't for the media, one of my major, I shouldn't say if it wasn't for the media, my Sweeto wouldn't happen, but it's not all of the media. It was really just mostly one person that did a lot of work and for her paper, and was able to get this word out. But a lot of the media sugarcoats accusations.
Yeah.
And okay, well, I'll just go ahead and explain it then. Basically, if you my Sweeto involves a certain predator. And what happened this week? Well, I don't want to spoil it because we're into the Sweetos, but if you read the newspapers, a lot of newspapers have kind of downplayed the accusations. I don't think they intentionally do it. They're just not. I don't think they're thinking when they write what they're writing. But they said the accused is accused of having sexual relations with minors and stuff like that, or with young women and stuff.
Basically using euphemisms.
Yeah,
instead of saying rape.
Yeah,
which is what it was. Like, he raped young children. He
dancing around it. Yeah, it's there's a reason for that, and it has to do with a lot of money, Breakman.
I don't think it's just money, because there are I've seen well-meaning sites, sites that are really like going after this.
No.
Just kind of use I'm serious. Left-leaning sites that are they're going after him, but if you read into it, you'll see where they make one of these mistakes.
Yeah. But here's the thing, Breakman. If this would have been a normal person, right, that didn't have multi-millions in their coffers,
billions. He's a billionaire.
There's disputes on that. But anyways,
well,
it's a minor point.
Like most billionaires, I'm guessing he scammed his way to the top.
Yeah.
Either you're born into money, or you're born into money, or you do something.
Right, but
or you fake it to make it.
Or you do that.
Here's my point.
You scam your way in, or you become wealthy through something like sports or movies or music, something like that.
Well, okay,
you achieve something miraculous, or you do. Cheat your way to win, which is what there are a lot of talk about him.
Yeah,
and
here's
Ponzi schemes and stuff like that. He didn't get his money through honest ways.
Well, here's the point that I'm trying to make, Breakman.
I'm sorry.
If this would have been, it's okay. If this guy would have been just normal Joe Blow, the papers would have said. They would have called it for what it was. And I'm not going to repeat because this is G-rated.
No, I don't think they would, because I've seen it many times. It's not just this story. I'm just pointing it out on this one because because it's my Sweeto, and this is a major thing that I've talked about many times.
Yeah.
So this is a major case, but I've seen it all the time. Where they kind of, where I don't think they mean to minimize it, but they are. And there are places, don't get me wrong, because you're right, there are a lot of places that are absolutely trying to minimize it.
Yeah.
When they say, minor girls or something like that. Or what was it, minor...
what I've seen is young women Like
young women, but there's another term they'll use sometimes. What is that term? I can't remember.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, Breakman, and maybe it is a bigger issue, and I'd have to look at it more in depth. But from what I've seen,
I see it in from women who are serious about this as an issue. Like I'll see like these errors in there, and there was actually somebody. I read a story that somebody pointed it out on Twitter to a writer, and that writer was like, "Oh my God, I didn't even realize I was doing this," and they apologized and they fixed their article, which is what I'm saying. Like some people really don't know that they're doing it.
Yeah.
Underage women. Yeah. That's what it is. Thanks, you Chaos Freak. Underage women.
Yeah, it's not underage women, it's minors.
Yes.
And
they're having sex with girls.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They're raping girls, which is what another thing they'll say is they're having sex with girls. No. You can't willingly have sex. You can't.
I'll call a 15-year-old and up like a woman, but I will still acknowledge. I would still acknowledge when it comes to this context that they're children.
Yeah. And there's even more to do with Jeff Epstein. Now they're saying that he tried to
his name already. We haven't got to the Sweetos yet. Where I want to celebrate.
Oh, okay.
Use a qualifier such as young woman instead.
Eric, I didn't see any stinko, so I'm going to move on to my stinko.
But basically, my complaint mostly is that they're not using the word rape enough.
Yeah.
The word rape is not getting used enough, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
These young girls were raped.
Yes, I agree.
I just forgot to put it in there, but
okay.
I tweeted it to you guys earlier about the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
Basically, Trump-style pervert guy.
Yeah. Speaking of mistreating women, the Dalai Lama is in favor of like dismissing women as second-class citizens for the most part.
Treating immigrants badly, basically.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. Next week, I'm going to talk about immigrants.
It reminds me of Christopher Hitchens talking about how there's no Western solution to the religion. Like the Western religion is bad, so let's try the Eastern. Oh no, because it's just as bad. It's just bad in different ways.
Yeah. I'm going to talk
most of the same ways.
Since this is a G-rated show, I didn't discuss the immigration situation at the border.
No, because you don't want your blood to boil.
I can't hold my tongue when it comes to that, and this is a G-rated show. So next week, expect.
Because next week, it's supposed to start Sunday, I think.
Yep, and
okay, so next week you'll have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, and it's already started in some parts of the country, and it's. It's near and dear to my heart. Let's just put it that way. So next week I'll be talking about that. But my stinkle this week is Song of the Deep. I was kind of gloating about it in my review, but it's got a glitch where I just hit this glitch where I couldn't 100% Song of the Deep because some of the items that I need just disappeared after a save. So I don't know what to do.
They never fixed it since release. That's odd.
Yeah, it's really weird.
That sucks.
Yeah, but the cool thing is, and I'll move on to, might as well do this.
Dude, what does my tattoo say? Sweet!
Sweeto of the week.
My Sweeto is the same thing. At least I don't have to get all of the items to get 100% trophies. So I did play.
Was that a PlayStation exclusive, or is it also on the Xbox One and PC? I can't remember.
I think it's on the Xbox as well. But I
think you could check that out, Break.
There's no platinum to the game, but there is. You can get 100% of the trophies without getting every single item, which I thought was a nice touch.
It's one of at least 3 or 4 games that GameStop published.
Yeah.
Because the other one I can clearly remember is a game called Has Been Heroes.
Yeah. No, this one, and Song of the Deep is a good game. It's a like I said, it's a Metroidvania. But
Insomniac made it, I think.
Yeah, Insomniac had a part in it, and another company. I can't remember the company, but anyways, so. That's my Sweeto, 100%. I got 100% trophies on it, which I don't understand why there isn't a platinum trophy for that, because I only have 2 platinum trophies. But
because some games don't have a full gamer score.
Yeah, it's really weird. But anyways, 100%. I got all the trophies that you can get on that game, and it's a good game. It's a fun game. All right, Breakman, your Sweeto.
Oh, my Sweeto. I have mentioned his name so many times over the years. And he, I think this time, is finally going to face justice.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get.
I think Jeffrey Epstein is finally going to he's finally going to spend the rest of his life in prison where he deserves to be.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think so, Breakman.
Don't dash my hopes, Frank.
No, what's going to happen is he's going to get a sentence that's at least large enough to fit the rest of his natural life.
No, I disagree. I think this is what I think is going to happen. He's going to get another sweetheart deal, even with all the scrutiny that's around there. He's going to get, let's say, a sentence of like 20 years. But then they're going to do this thing where they give you, good behavior, and he'll be out in 7. That's how I feel.
I don't know. Like, the prosecutors in New York are a lot tougher than the ones in Florida.
I'm hoping, Breakman, but
they are notoriously more prosecutors in New York are more notorious for ignoring things that other states would do.
But here's the thing that you have to
ignoring what other states rule is in like South Florida. Yeah. And like, well, that doesn't affect us in any way.
Yeah, no, I agree. The maximum sentence could be 45 years, but here's.
Yeah, and I worry about that. Like, I think it should be a lifetime without parole.
Yeah.
But he's in his mid-60s, and, honestly, 20 years, he's probably going to die.
Yeah, I understand that, but
But at the same time, I want him to die in prison badly.
I do, too.
That's where he needs to be.
Yeah.
He is molested, and when he got off the first time, like, he was only accused at the time of dozens, but we all know it was hundreds.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though.
Hundreds of young girls.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I think since
he pimped them out to his friends and other rich people and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I honestly think that since William Barr is the head of the Justice Department, and he's going to oversee this Epstein thing, even though he should have, recused himself because of other stuff. He's going to get away with some. There's going to be some sort of. It's going to enrage people. I just have this feeling, Breakman. It's happened time and time and time again with these rich. I hate to say it, with these rich white guys. They get away with everything. If you have money, you can get away with things, and he's already intimidated witnesses, and he's got connections.
He's done all this stuff before, which is in Acosta. He was going to be one of my stinkos, but him deciding to step down today, it is a sweeto too, because he's the guy who gave this deal, and I'm guessing it's because Epstein had great dirt on him.
Yeah, Acosta should be disbarred.
Yeah,
because I mean, there's nothing you can do as far as like. Putting him in jail or anything, but he really should be disbarred. He should not be.
I mean, and his excuses were so weak. That's why he was like his excuses for doing it were ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you broke the law doing what you did. Like, there's no excuse for some of the crap you're spewing right now. Like, it's just an insult to injury.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But he's like, okay, well, I'm stepping down, and I do worry about his rich friends shielding him. Like, we all know Donald Trump and Bill Clinton and Prince Harry
Prince Charles.
No, it's not Charles. It was Prince Andrew?
Bin Salman is one of his friends, who's one of the richest people in the world. The Saudi Arabian dictator. I mean, this guy is the worst of the worst. I mean, they've shown his black book before, and there are definitely connections to movie stars, musicians, stuff like that. Like, it's not just and I've said many times Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. So it's not just like one party or one segment of America. Like, this is a broad spectrum of rich people who've been raping children. Yeah.
And Jeffrey Epstein has been the salesman basically of all this. Like, he's given all these rich rapists access to children.
Yeah.
And of course he raped a lot himself in years and years. It's just so frustrating.
It is, and we've talked about it for years, Breakman. Like, I told you about the Death Op Eaters, the anonymous group that broke this story years ago.
Yeah. And the whole Pizzagate, like, using that to cover it.
Yep.
As a and you argued with that Pizzagate guy for 2 episodes in a row, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, my point still still
I know.
stood
It's just
and-
like
I kind of wanted to
instigate
talk
people
about
to worry
it.
about that than something real like
Yeah.
this guy.
Well, we've given plenty of coverage.
And I think a lot of it's partisan politics. Like they don't believe like there are guys involved. Like I have seen like people talk like they want to protect Clinton or they want to protect Trump because that's their guy. Like just like
Yeah.
how many accusations both of those two people have had of assaults and rapes and everything else.
Yeah.
Like there's no way either one of those is innocent. It's
Yeah.
not about
Yeah.
party politics.
No, I agree.
It's about rapists being loved and protected.
Yeah. Freak 5 says...
Well, meanwhile, we minimize the pain that women suffer at the hands of these
Yeah.
vicious monsters
I-
and girls.
I think
that's,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, like I know like age isn't that important to you, Frank, but like the younger they are, like the more angry it makes me.
No, and it shouldn't. It should anger you equally, but I agree.
I know
it's-
all of them anger me.
Yeah.
It just, and I'm not saying like it doesn't. Like they all anger me, but
Yeah.
like when you start talking about you start talking about young children, like raping young girls or raping young boys, it's like you're robbing them of their innocence. You're robbing them of a chance to have a normal life.
Yeah. Well, it robs every woman that gets raped.
Right.
But
Right,
anyways,
but I'm saying that they've had a chance to know who they are and become who they are. Their life hasn't been
yeah.
upturned before it even began.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it, Breakman, for sure. Let me get caught up on chat real quick. Freakfight says this Sweeto's got quarterly bonus today, and it's about $70 more than his previous bonus, so he received $71. I got 8 hours of OT today. Tomorrow's my last weekend shift. That's awesome, Freak5. Loving his job. Previously, he passed the day listening to his headphones, but the day is passing even quickly, even without his headphones. This position in inventory is awesome, and he got new glasses. So there you go. All right, Eric, we're going to hold off on because yours is a little more heady than what I got for free-for-all, but let's get into our free-for-all.
It's a free-for-all! Little baby! Yeah, it's a free-for-all! Wow! Suck it!
All right, now this is a fun topic.
I will say real quick back to the Epstein thing and stuff. You have great points. I will like temper my expectations.
Yeah,
But I really, really, really want this to be.
So do I, Breakman. Let's hope for the best, but prepare for the worst because it.
You're right. I mean, yeah,
Trump is in
like,
charge.
I have to let reality
Yeah.
set in a bit. Like
Trump-
I've been so overwhelmed with like finally people are acknowledging this. Like it's such a surprise. Like for years and years and years, and finally it's like people are like, oh my God, this guy was doing this. Like yes, people have been talking about it. You just haven't listened.
Yeah,
Breakman, it's just like what happened with Vic Magna. It's like people knew about it for years.
Yeah,
but
now
the company got involved, and finally something happened.
Let me give you some solace, Breakman. You and I, in particular, have been talking about this case for years. Literally years, right? Yeah. So let's hope for the ultimate conclusion. Let's hope for the 45 years, because even with good behavior,
I don't ever want to like talk about Jeffrey Epstein without saying like he's rotting in prison.
Yes,
or he's fighting to stay out of prison.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
He's rotting he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. Like that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, I agree. Let's hold off on it, and we will do a more in-depth.
Go back to the free-for-all. I'm just...
No. I'm with you, dude, because it to me, it's been frustrating too, Breakman. Yeah. You and I, in particular, have been railing against this guy for years. So, and if anybody doesn't believe it, just listen to the archives of RPGrinders. I have brought up death eaters for.
I mean, and you had like I said before, you had with 2 episodes in a row, you had 2 hours of arguing with that guy about the whole Pizzagate thing.
Yeah, it was all a ruse, man. It's all a ruse. All right, let's move on to our free for all, guys. This is a fun one. This is to do with our G-rated nature of this show. Cartoon favorites, past and present. I know we've kind of did this before.
I don't know if we have enough time for that.
No, we got time. We can go a little bit over. We started a little late, so 10 minutes. I'd say we can go over. So I'm gonna ask Breakman, what are your give me 5 of your favorite past and present cartoons. Go.
Wow, 5 of my favorite cartoons.
Yes.
Wow. Just 5?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my god, I got a lot of thinking to do.
You want me to start? You want me to start?
I'll put G.I. Joe on the list.
Oh, of course, G.I. Joe's
Yes.
obvious.
I've talked about G.I. Joe many times. Wow, I need to keep thinking.
Okay, I'll bring up one kind of present, but I don't think they're doing it anymore. But Bernie brought it up in chat, and I think it's a great cartoon. SpongeBob SquarePants is a great cartoon.
It is good for what it is. I was too old when SpongeBob came around.
Oh man, there's enough.
If I was a young kid when SpongeBob came around, I'd probably be
I
like.
don't know. It was popular with a lot of college kids.
Brakeman. SpongeBob is actually
College
a good.
kids are a bunch of stoners. So
What's wrong with that?
I
How
was a
dare you?
college kid.
How dare you, Brakeman?
I was a college kid too. I was just kidding.
Brakeman. SpongeBob is actually an adult cartoon too. You can look at it now, and it's just as good for adults as it is for kids. It's a great cartoon. I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to include adult cartoons because then I say South Park.
Well, South
That's
Park, of
easy on the
course.
list.
That's easy.
That's an adult thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like the cartoons that are made really for kids, and I shouldn't still watch them, but I don't care.
Freak 5 is exiled.
Adult loves cartoons, so go on.
I would have said Spawn for the same reason, but that's an adult cartoon that was on HBO.
That was a great cartoon.
That's a great cartoon.
I still think that's the best Spawn we've had.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I know it was just for the selling the toys, but I liked He-Man. I liked He-Man. Like,
I loved He-Man as a kid.
yeah, as a kid, it was. I mean, now you look at it.
Now
and
you can watch it stoned, and then you can laugh at how stupid stoned it is.
that's exactly. Yeah, you're
the
right.
peanut gallery yelled She-Ra.
She-Ra?
Oh, Bernie
Okay.
agrees with you. She said She-Ra too.
Yeah.
Have you watched the new She-Ra on Netflix?
The new
No.
She-Ra is good.
No.
It's supposedly good. The new She-Ra is
Just the
supposedly
gym.
good. I liked Voltron as a kid.
Yeah, Voltron was great.
Teenage Mutant
The
Ninja
problem
Turtles.
with, like, I try and think of the ones that like I can go back and still watch. Like, and you're about to say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like that
Yeah.
one, like that one's hard to watch.
Yeah.
He-Man was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like, because Ninja Turtles is like totally radical, dude. Like oh man, this sounds like they're like.
That show is a bait and
episode.
switch for sure.
Yeah. Bernie says Smurfs. What do you guys think of Smurfs? I thought Smurfs was pretty good.
I was always rooting for Gargamel.
And you're all
Mhm.
talking about Western cartoons. I'm gonna give you my top
Looney
5
Tunes
right
were great
now.
cartoons.
Go
Okay,
ahead. Go ahead, Eric.
Okay, I'm gonna let's see. Gargoyles, Batman,
Ooh,
the
good
animated
ones.
series.
Oh god, those are both fantastic.
Yep.
I was thinking about
Great.
both of those.
Great
Cowboy Bebop, Dragon Ball Z, and
Yes.
my latest one would be My Hero Academia.
You know, I've heard a lot about My Hero Academia. I've got to watch that for sure. My Little Pony. My Little Pony, Bernie says, because she's not a
I
pony.
like the Pony Show. It's
Yeah,
it's
the My
okay.
Little Pony's all
Yeah.
right.
I haven't watched season 8 yet because I lost the ability to watch it on cable through my parents' house because the cable company decided to switch packages and they didn't go for that package. So now I have to wait like 6 months after its season run before it to show up on Netflix. So season 8's on there. I don't know if season 9 on there yet.
God, Batman Beyond was a great cartoon, man.
Batman Beyond was a great cartoon, but I'm with him. Like Batman animated series and Gargoyles, I'll put both of those on my list. And
Beavis and-
Ball Z, I put them on my list.
Here for the New Adventures of Batman and Robin season 4.
Yeah. Freak.
He says, and
They
Freak
switched
says,
the art style, which I never really. I felt it was too
Yeah.
garish looking. And
Muppet Babies. How dare you?
they were
Freak
running
says,
Yeah.
oh sorry, I didn't know you were down there. Go ahead.
So there's a couple good episodes from that season, but I just couldn't jive with the art style.
Yeah. What were you saying, Break?
Freak was saying Aqua Teen Hunger Force again, a dark adult cartoon. Beavis and Butthead, adult cartoon. So we can talk that. Ren and Stimpy, that's not actually an adult cartoon. So
Yeah, actually,
and Mrs. Breakman agrees. She loves that.
Stimpy, what
Max
are you
was an
doing, man?
adult cartoon, and Ranma
Ren and Stimpy was supposed to be an adult cartoon, but then they made it for kids, but it was still messed up.
It did
So-
become they had a version of Ren and Stimpy after the fact that was very adult. But yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with you.
but it didn't last very long because it was terrible.
Yeah. Breakman, what did Mrs. Breakman say?
She agreed with Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy is
She also
great.
said Jim and
Jim and the hologram.
she said
Jim.
Simpsons. That's that.
The
that
Simpsons.
works for everybody. The Simpsons.
The Simpsons first 5 seasons, I would say. After that, meh.
I don't know.
Yeah, like The Simpsons
I
used
think
to be a great show.
Yeah.
So,
I kind of like season 6 through 8, and then after that, I stopped caring.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we tape it still. We never watch it. Like, we don't watch the new episodes. of
We never
Simpsons.
watch it because it sucks.
The
Space
Simpsons,
Ghost
right,
Coast
we
to
don't watch
Coast.
the new the old.
The show should have been put the pasture and
Right.
shot like years ago. So, but they kept going, and now Disney's renewed the license. So,
Yeah.
I know my other one, Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Ah, the Clone Wars. I've seen part of that, and it's pretty damn
Yeah,
good.
like I
man.
heard a lot of people like they start.
I
watching
never
and
watched
they never
Gem
get into
because
it.
I think Gem was slightly before my time.
Yeah,
I remember watching Vulture, but not Gem.
but with the Clone Wars, like the first couple seasons, yeah, I can agree they are kind of slow in parts and stuff like that, and I've heard them not catch it. But the third season, like Ahsoka grows up a little bit, and things start to really change in the third season, where it really becomes where a lot of the shows that you've seen, or a lot of the episodes you've seen in the past, like the characters start to really. Like their stories start to really evolve, and Darth Maul becomes a part of the show too,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
just like
Bernie says pound
she said the
puppies.
Fairly Odd Parents. You like?
Does
Fairly-
anybody remember Dino Riders? The show.
Yes, I do remember Dino Riders.
Pound puppies, and she's exiled.
What?
Elf Tales. Freak 5 says, meh. I'm okay on that.
What was
But-
that other one?
Did
Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
Somebody say Gargoyles, because Gargoyles is a great.
Yeah,
Great
me
show.
and Move Eric said that
Yeah,
one.
that's a good
That's
one.
on our list.
Then there's the real Ghostbusters.
Real Ghostbusters is pretty good.
I like
Pretty
I loved
good.
that until they changed it. Like it was
Yeah.
great.
The
like the
Slimer
first-
ad.
Yeah.
She says, Real Monsters" is another one, but yeah, the Real Ghostbusters was great until they changed it. Like I guess it was close to the release of Ghostbusters 2. They wanted, or after Ghostbusters 2 released, they wanted to be like they changed characters in it and stuff like that. And they went with a different art style.
yep.
And it just
DuckTales is pretty good. I like DuckTales.
DuckTales. That was a great show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, Castro says Wacky Races. Ooh, yeah.
Gummy Bears.
Gummy Bears. Yeah.
Gummy Bears, okay, yeah.
And while the Aladdin show wasn't as good as the movie, it was okay. So.
Yeah. I mean, it did. It
And
did
there's
have,
Darkwing Duck too.
Darkwing Duck is a great cartoon.
yeah, I like Darkwing Duck. That's probably one of my favorites.
And then there's Courage Cowardly Dog.
Yeah.
But with the Aladdin show, they had Gilbert Godfrey. He came back, and then for Genie, they didn't have Robin Williams. They got the voice of Homer.
yeah. Mark Castaneda.
No, it's Dan Castellano.
Dan Castaneda, yeah. You're right. What was I going to say, man? Dang. Well, anyways, all those Batman cartoons were pretty darn good. Snorkels. I hated the Snorkels.
I never got around to watching the Batman though.
Danger Mouse was
The
good.
Batman, the first couple seasons aren't really that. The Batman doesn't turn into a decent show until Batgirl joins it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
When they add Batgirl, it gets into a better show. But
I always thought that the design of Joker was just wow. It's like you went there.
it wasn't like there are a lot of things. that
I'm
are
a
wrong.
bum without shoes.
Yeah.
Like every single villain knows like martial arts and stuff, so it was really weird seeing like the Penguin like doing wire fu type moves and stuff. You know? It's like, oh, that's so weird. But then
Yeah.
later on they make it a lot more like the original, what you're used to, Batman. When they had particularly Batgirl, and then they had Robin later on.
Yeah. Angel of Light's
So it
in
got
chat.
better.
New chatter, Angel of Light. Welcome on in. Glad you could
Young
join.
Justice is a fantastic cartoon. I know they brought it back, but I haven't.
Zanuck
I
Kyber.
wanna.
You have to get DC's.
Yeah, the thing is,
service.
you have to get the DC service, and their service sucks.
Yeah.
Is their service like available as an app on any of the console platforms?
I almost was
I
gonna
don't
get.
know if it's on the console, but the thing with them is they're not. Like it's like you know how Netflix they're always adding new content and stuff like that. You can binge watch a show. You can't really do that on DC. Like
Yeah,
they
you have to
release
wait.
episodes like weekly, and there's just
Which I like
not that much
because
new stuff on
it's
there.
like
Yeah.
it's just like real TV. But other than that, it's like But like, if it's a show that's been out and they're just doing it weekly, that doesn't make sense.
I would have got the DC service, except for the fact that they canceled Swamp Thing before they even freaking released.
I get the
Almost
weekly
did it.
thing.
Almost did it.
They released it. They canceled it before they even released the show. It was so weird.
I want to tell Break why the weekly thing actually makes sense, though.
Mm.
It makes sense because, like, say when you got anime on there, it's like it's usually airing in Japan around the same time. They've got the same schedule, but Netflix in USA, whatever reason, wants to do the binge watching thing. So you're missing out on the show that everybody else is watching elsewhere in the world. But in the USA, you have to wait for the entire season to end.
Yeah. Well,
unless it's made to binge watch, like you can release the whole season at once.
I like that. I like binge watching.
Yeah,
shows.
I like being able to
Yep,
binge
they don't
watch a show.
do that for the Japanese market. So like, so shows aren't just aren't made that way, even if it's a Netflix exclusive.
Yeah, you know what?
But when they release it on Netflix, we still get like that's
because we got it months later, so it's different.
Okay.
And it sucks. So
yeah, we gotta end the show. But next week we should do worst cartoons of all time. we should follow up.
Just saying, rather than just do it weekly and never do binge watching.
Well, I mean, we can do both, can't we?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Both do both ways.
I mean, I guess if you...
I wasn't trying to like poop on your idea. I mean, I like what you're saying. I was just.
Yeah.
All right. It's just a show like Stranger Things, they should do it that way. If it's like if it's a show that's a week to week, then they should do it that way. But Netflix doesn't want to do that.
By the way,
stupid.
By the way,
I think Hulu does do that though.
By the way, if people are keeping track, I did not cuss the entire show. Break and Eric did. So
no, all three of us almost cussed. No, both me and you almost cussed. We didn't finish the profanity we were saying.
Yeah, but he still gets ahead of us because of that.
Yeah, exactly. So I will be donating a couple of bucks to Eric's Patreon when I get some money. So mark me down for a couple.
Oh, the wrestling cartoon. You're talking about the WWF cartoon? That was great.
God, that was...
Roddy Piper was the villain, and
that was an awful cartoon.
Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, and the rest. There's some Junkyard Dog, I think, were some of the good guys.
Oh God, I think that's one of the worst cartoons I've ever seen.
I know I loved it as a kid, but you know what cartoon what was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes cartoon?
That was a great cartoon.
Unique. It was great because in the second season they let the villain win.
Yeah, Toxic Avenger was a good cartoon.
I don't think it was ever on when I was actually awake to watch it.
Yeah, the Toxic
Pirates
Avenger ones were
Water,
really good.
the Savage Dragon, those were great. Wing Commander the cartoon, that was another great one.
Oh, Savage Dragon.
You know what's not a great cartoon? The Mega Man Ruby Series cartoon. Or Double Dragon.
But Mega Man Fully Charged was.
Yeah.
Hopefully is. I'm not. I don't want to say.
Oh yeah, and then there's the Rockman EXE show.
Yeah, we got
Anti-Wear was acceptable because they were just they made a different show basically, but it's okay.
But I think they dragged that show on too long.
Yeah, we'll talk more about cartoons next week, guys. We gotta wrap this thing up. Toxic Crusaders, Freak 5 says that's what it was. Freak 5, that was a great cartoon. All right. Breakman, your plugs, please.
God, I'm not done talking about cartoons.
I know, we gotta go, man.
I gotta do a review. I gotta do this today. The what do we call it? Post show.
Yeah, post the show. Thank goodness, because I gotta go eat, man. I gotta walk to get my food.
Too, because I ate at 5. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat before I post the show. I'm just saying. But so you can follow me at break_man or at RPGrinders on Twitter, where you can ask me hashtag Dear Breakman, whatever questions you want to know.
Give myself a fruit waffle flurry from McDonald's.
I don't know what we're gonna eat. I gotta talk to Mrs. Breakman.
I'm eating Pizza Hut, man. I'm going all out, man. I'm definitely gonna eat some pizza.
Pizza Hut.
More like Pizza Hut.
I don't care. I love it. Pizza Hut is like the Cadillac of pizzas, man. I love it. I love it.
Like usually the mom and pop shops.
Freak 5 later, he's watching Happy Death Day 2. It's a pretty good sequel, man. I dig that one. I should have did a review on that a couple weeks ago, but
I need to see that soon.
Thanks for joining, Freak 5. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I kind of want to see those, but they have the worst title ever.
What, Happy Death Day?
Happy Death Day is the worst title.
Oh, it's so
Happy
good.
Death Day to you.
Really, really good. All right. I want to plug my Twitter at Frank Branches. You can follow me on any of the consoles. It's RPGrinders. So if you want to add me as a friend, feel free. Everybody in chat, Freak 5 was just in there. He just left. Angel of Light, another TV viewer, Cash Bear, Freak 5, which I mentioned. Commander Root, Bernie was in chat. Freddy Bot, Lurks, Tade, and Zanik Hyber. Thank you all for joining. Really, really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys joining the live show. And I hope you enjoyed this G-rated version. Next week we are definitely not doing a G-rated version because it's super difficult for us. But anyways, yeah, and thanks everybody for listening for sure. Eric, your plugs.
You can find reviews I've written on sites such as BostonBashBrigade.com, VogNetwork.com, TotallyGM.com. My latest review, it's the only one I could get out this week, but I'm definitely gonna write some stuff in the morning because I don't have to go anywhere else and do. Well, I have to go shopping, but that's like the only thing I have to do tomorrow. But I got a review of the Red Faction Gorilla Remastered Edition.
All right. Anything else, Eric?
And if you like what I wrote and you want to support me, sending me as little as $1 to my Patreon will help me. And I could use the extra money because my job doesn't pay me enough. The link for it will be in my Twitter account at EricRPG or in the show notes. Or you can just go to Patreon, type Eric Kelly's writing reviews, making videos. I haven't worked on the video front, but I think I've got an idea of what I want to do for my videos. And I'm going to change the format a bit. I'm still going to do video game related stuff, but it might be more of a video vlog review type style. And I'm going to consider doing skeptical videos, mostly stuff that talks about religion.
Yeah. All right. Is that it, Eric?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Till then, we are out. I didn't fail the G-rated version of RP Grinders. And where is my cowbell?
I have cowbell. How many other podcasts have cowbell?
Not many. Not many at all, man.
Where the hell did Dungeon Buster go?
All right, everybody in chat, thank you all so much. We really do appreciate you all listening. And if you're listening on the archives on YouTube and Twitch,
I bet Dungeon Buster and Waylon didn't show because G-rated, fuck that.
Yeah, we're off the show, so yeah, definitely F that, man, for sure. Yeah, so there you go. Thanks, everybody in chat. Really appreciate it. Till next week, we're out.